And you don't even know it, but there was an intermission there. Haha, it's the glory that is editing. Anyway, guess this is it. The mastermind stands exposed and must pay for their crimes. Now that's left is the looming mystery of Hope's Peak Academy. Yeah, you know, all that's left is just, you know, literally everything. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling prepared. We're gonna do this thing. I ain't even gonna look at a handbook. I don't care about none of that. We're gonna beat the mastermind. We're gonna get out of here and everything's gonna be good. Probably. Or maybe everything is going to go through a horrible plot twist and everything is just going to be completely awful. Who knows? Time will tell. Let's do this.
Since this will be the final class trial, I've come up with a special rule.
Of course you have.
So listen up.
I always am.
If you can figure out Mukuro's killer and go on to solve the mystery of this school, you guys win.
Yay.
But if you can't, then I win.
Boo.
And of course, waiting for the loser is the super exciting, super heart-pounding punishment!
Losers. That's, I believe the stipulation is that if we failed, we would all die horribly. Thank you.
Are you saying that if you lose, you'll execute yourself?
Oh, dang. Is that what you're saying?
Yep, sure will.
Damn!
And that's final? No loopholes? No wiggling out of it later?
Of course not. Bears never go back on their word.
Yeah, except for the fact that bears can't talk, so they don't even... If they did go back on their word, you wouldn't even know, because they're bears.
Never mind all that. I just have one question for you.
Oh, you're taking this serious, huh? Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, that's never a good sign.
Is the mastermind only one person?
It is not, but not in the way that I assume you assume.
Don't bother. I already know the answer. You're all the mastermind, aren't you? You're all out to get me.
Yep, that's what I figured. Everybody got one of these things, didn't they?
I'm right, aren't I? I knew it.
Here we go. I guess maybe it was just Hero. Was Hero the only one that fell for the trap? Group photo.
You guys have all been working together, haven't you? I have evidence, so I know I'm right.
Is that so?
Hey, you stole my line.
There it is. Okay.
You're out to get me. I'm sure of it.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure you do.
I have evidence of my own.
Uh-huh.
What a coincidence. I too have evidence to present.
Ain't that a coinky dink?
Everyone other than me has been working together.
Oh, is that so?
What? Wait, hold on. This doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us each have...
The three of you? Nay, it's really the four of us! Alright, let's get this song and dance number out of the way.
I have evidence too.
What? You too?
I do,
The evidence you're all referring to is this group photo, right?
although I assume it's probably different than mine. Because this photo proves absolutely nothing for you guys.
Huh? Wait, but mine's different.
Do I get to look at it? Because that would really help me out in the long run.
With the picture you have, I'm in it.
Dang straight you are. And you look adorable.
But that can't be right. Because in my picture,
Oh, look at this!
see, I'm the only one not in it.
That is true. And look at all these people. Look at all these people. Also, zoom in, enhance. Probably not going to do that in editing, but look over there. I see it. Look, notice anything that might possibly be similar to the picture that we had, other than the whole missing person from it thing? Seriously, look over there. You see it too, don't you? You better. All right, so good. Give me another one so I can even make this even more, my theory is even more correct.
Hero, you have a picture too, right? Let's see it.
Okay, but be careful with it. It's pretty important evidence.
And looking, yes! Just the exact same! That's 3 in a row! Oh, this is working out very well. Also, Leon.
So the secret in these pictures has been revealed.
The most revealed of revealings.
Secret or whatever, I don't care. You guys are all in on this together. That's That's why I'm the only one missing.
So you ignore the fact that there are other pictures with you in them.
But you're in my picture.
Thank you.
You're the ones trying to trick me.
Hey, no, you're going backwards, lady.
So the whole purpose behind these photos was to get us questioning and fighting with each other.
You know, sort of make things extraordinarily difficult right out the gate.
The mastermind laid a trap to make us each think everyone else was working against us.
Huh? I laid a trap?
Wouldn't be the first, second, or seventh time you've done that.
A trap? How rude! What grounds do you have for such audacious accusations?
The evidence of all the other times you did it? The proof I need to reveal Monokuma's trap. Each photo has a certain something in common. There's a connection regarding what person isn't shown in the group. And that person is the ones who got the photos. Yeah, duh.
In each case, the only one not in the picture is the person who received it. So, in the picture I got, I'm the only one missing.
Well, there's also another connection I can't help but notice between all of these photos.
In the picture Hina got,
And actually, now that I look at that, hang on, whoa, hold up. Hang on, let me, can I look at that picture of mine again? Hold up. I was so fixated on one detail that I didn't even notice the other ones. I can't even look at it. All right, if it shows up on screen, I'm pointing this out because I'm confident now. It's just too convenient.
in the picture Hiro got, he's the only one missing.
It's too obvious.
As long as we're talking about it, I suppose I should show you my photo as well.
Please do. And looking. Okay, I didn't get enough time to look.
Like
Dang it!
Each of us a group photo in which that person wasn't included.
Crap.
And when we each saw our picture, just assumed everyone else was the enemy?
Pretty safe assessment, yeah.
Figured it out, huh?
Oh, dang, he's admitting it.
Yeah, I thought that must be it. But how was that a hint?
It's not really so much a hint as it is a deliberate misdirection. But you know, there might be more to this than just Monokuma trying to confuse us. There's something else that bothers me about everyone's pictures. What is it? What's digging at me? Hopefully it's the same thing that's digging at me.
Listen, can I see everyone's group photo one more time? It's not directly connected to what we're talking about, but I'd like to double check something.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Huzzah! I'm sure there's something unusual about these group photos. What is it? I need to compare each of them one more time. Okay, there we go. Okay, good. I can actually look at this now. Wow, Kyoko actually wears those gloves even during, like, swimming stuff. That is interesting. Also, how did I miss that giant fish? Holy crap. Also, keep looking, and yes, okay, there we go. Yep, it's just like the other three. Identicality. And it is weird seeing some of these characters dressed so informally. Well, except for Celeste way back there. Yep, it's all coming together. Either it's the Grand Mac Daddy of all coincidences. Okay. Alright. Okay, I'm trying to think of a way to do this while also covering my tracks and not spoiling it to anybody who hasn't figured it out. Because it has to be. Either this is a huge red herring, or it's totally a thing. Alright, at first I was distracted by one thing, but now, look at people. Okay, there are at least 3 characters here with ties. You happen to notice one of those ties? You might notice a little bit of a, I don't know, maybe a duality to it, perhaps? A very familiar duality color scheme, maybe? I'm just saying. If I could just get those wounds! Come on, I just need to know the wounds. There's something strange about all of them. Something I can't quite pin down. Something.
Can you just forget about the photo already?
You're the one who brought it up!
Ugh. Trying to trick me with such an obviously fake photo? I'm still pissed about that.
Oh boy. Are we gonna finally unveil the whole mass amnesia plot?
And on top of that, they went to all that trouble to make it look like we were wearing matching uniforms.
So you think they're fake?
They are not.
No. I assure you, they're quite real.
But what are you talking about? There's no way.
And yet there completely is.
Yeah, I don't don't remember ever taking a picture like that.
Yeah, fun fact, nobody does.
So it's gotta be a fake. I'm sure of it.
But you know, can we really be so sure?
You guys are always going on and 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 on about possibilities. That's one possibility, and because it's a possibility, we need to weigh it just as factually as any other possibility. Well, here's a possibility: amnesia.
Don't get me wrong. I don't remember taking this picture either. But is that really enough to be absolutely positive they're fake?
What do you mean?
Oh, for a second I kind of forgot you were there. The reason I don't remember this picture isn't necessarily because it's fake. There might be some other reason. Some terrible reason. An unbelievable but entirely horrifying reason. Oh boy. That's the hangman stuff. Alright. What word am I trying to spell out? I'm trying to spell out amnesia! Oh, okay. Sorry. I wasn't really paying much attention. There we go.
Now I understand.
Oh wow, I lost a lot of health already by messing that up. I should probably pay more attention!
Let's say that somehow we'd all lost our memories. That could explain it, couldn't it?
It's a possibility, which means it's just as valid as any inane nonsense you guys plan on prattling out.
Oh, I get it. So we all just lost our memories at the same time and forgot about the photo. Makes sense.
It does.
As if. You expect me to believe such an unbelievable occult-type story?
You probably should start thinking it, because it's true, yo.
We all lost our memories? That's just crazy.
You do realize we're in an underground complex being run by a maniacal talking robotic bear, right? At this point, literally anything is possible. He turned a man into butter! Come on now. It's only natural they wouldn't believe it. But no matter how much they refuse, if that's the absolute truth, they must have no choice. Or if they have no choice, whatever. We can't move forward until they accept it. And there's another way to prove it besides those pictures. The DVD? I can only assume? Interview DVD!
You're saying we all got spontaneous amnesia?
That's what I'm saying.
When did this turn into some kind of sci-fi fantasy?
Once the talking robot bear showed
I
up.
haven't lost my memory.
Or have you?
Ever since I got to this school, I remember everything that's happened.
Do you remember this?
No, what's wrong?
Because you're in the DVD, girl. I saw you. I didn't hear you talk, because we just kind of skimmed over it.
Those photos aren't the only things that point to the possibility of memory loss.
It's true that the photographs are pretty easy to fake these days, but full, like, actual video evidence? That's definitive stuff right there.
This DVD does the same thing.
You're gonna show us something.
Shut up.
No, it's nothing like that.
I read enough to know I didn't want to hear it.
It's a video of all of us being interviewed by the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster.
When you say all of us, you mean
Literally everybody.
I mean all of us, including you.
you lied. I never did any kind of interview.
Too bad, you did, so start believing.
No, it's not a lie. Just watch the DVD and you'll see for yourself.
Assuming someone will let us in here. See, there you are.
Headmaster did, in fact, interview you.
What are you saying?
That you were interviewed, primarily, is what we're trying to say.
I didn't imagine you would remember.
It's not about whether or not I remember. You expect me to believe all this? That I lost my memory somehow?
How is this somehow more impossible, or at the very least, implausible than anything else that's happened to us up to this point?
Well, we don't have any way to refute it, so we have no choice but to accept it as reality.
Thank God that line of thinking is finally coming into my favor.
How can you say that? We're talking about living, breathing amnesia here.
Okay, look, here's the thing. Amnesia is a thing that actually exists. Talking robot bear murder Saw games, Saw Hunger Games. Come on, man.
To be honest, I have something else on my mind right now.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Something else?
You said the DVD contains recordings of us being interviewed by the Headmaster, right?
These are the words I spoke.
What were the interviews about?
Oh, you're gonna absolutely love this part.
The headmaster sat each of us down, one at a time, and asked us the same question. He asked us if we could accept the idea of spending the rest of our lives in this school.
And all of us said, yeah, sure, that seems reasonable.
What kind of question is that?
The kind of question that was just asked.
And how did we answer?
We'd say no, obviously.
Actually, we all said we could.
See, look, here's some evidence.
Even me. I heard myself say yes. I could spend the rest of my life at this school.
Why? Why would you say yes to something like that?
I don't know, why did you do the same thing?
I don't know. I don't remember a thing.
The same goes for everyone else. Nobody remembers. You don't remember choosing to live here forever, or even talking to the headmaster about it at all.
It doesn't matter if I remember or not.
Actually, I'd say it probably does.
Even if I bought the whole amnesia thing, the idea that I would want to live here forever?
Look, I'm not sure what exactly this tragedy is that took place, but it's looking like something that might be... It's looking like the kind of event that people would be like, yeah, no, I'm cool, I don't really feel like going outside today.
That's just insane! How can I believe that?
I'm guessing this place was turned into some sort of fortified bunker. I don't know, maybe to keep out the zombie apocalypse for all we know.
Insane.
Oh dang, that'd actually be weird.
You can't move forward until you accept it. Am I right?
You sure are, 'cause it's all true.
Ba-dum-bum.
What?
Monokuma, you're being surprisingly helpful today, and I don't like the implications of that.
I know it sounds absurd, but if it's the truth, there's nothing we can do about it.
Indeed. We only have one path in front of us.
Then, I really...
Yep, you all totally lost your memory at the same time.
Ain't that just crazy?
This is all making my head hurt.
It is pretty crazy.
And this isn't like some normal kind of memory loss. You stole those specific memories from us, didn't you?
Well, duh.
Oopsie, you figured that part out too, huh?
Of course. There's no way we would all just happen to get amnesia at the same time.
That would block out the exact same specific memories, because we remember events before being in the school.
How could someone just steal our memories?
That I don't have an answer for.
How? Come, that hardly matters right now.
Does it? Does it really not?
If I said it was hypnotism, would you believe me? Or we opened up your skulls and messed with your brains? Would you really believe anything I said? How it happened doesn't matter right now.
Okay, yeah, in that context, sure. Yeah, I guess it doesn't. It happened. How he did it, it would be nice to know, but I guess we don't have to know.
What matters is figuring out what memories you took from us. That's what you're trying to say, right?
I knew I could count on you.
The interview with the headmaster, taking that group photo, those can't be the only memories we lost.
It seems pretty conclusive to me.
There must have been a purpose to it all. A reason for taking away our memories.
Well, if I had to guess, we probably spent a good amount of time here before everything went absolutely horrible. So our memories got wiped in order for us to all be strangers and more willing to murder each other. Because if we were all super close friends, we just wouldn't. So, I mean, that would make sense, yeah?
Of course there was a purpose. It all has to do with the original motive.
The original motive.
You mean the motive you came up with to try and get us to all kill each other?
Yeah, I think I was right.
That has something to do with the memories you stole from us?
It sure does.
I mean, it's so much easier to force a bunch of strangers into a situation like this, but a group of like 15, I'm guessing 15, because if who I think is actually the mastermind is the mastermind, then they probably weren't anybody's friends. But a group of like 15 close friends, you're never gonna get them to do anything like that. It was like, oh, all right, well, I guess we'll just spend our entire lives in here, whatever, good friends and whatnot, we'll probably manage.
But that part still still a secret.
Yeah, terribly kept secret, I'll tell you that much.
Anyway, I'm sure it's not easy, but let's all focus on the class trial for the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Okay, so you want us to figure out who killed her before we do anything else?
Answer. Mastermind. There you go. Can we move on to more important things now? Guess not. And so, until we do that, well, either way, we have to explain every last remaining mystery. So, the one who killed Mukuro, the true mastermind, that's what we need to expose. Alright, let's start exposing some stuff. Alright, make my argument. Okay, what am I trying to contradict
So
here?
who did it? Who killed her?
Whoever did it is the same one who's behind everything.
This is true,
That
yes.
much I'm sure of.
But when you think about it, is the mastermind really here in the school?
Oh!
Of course! They have to be here somewhere.
Ah,
What makes you so sure?
I need something that proves that that he and or she is here.
Does make me so sure.
Hina, come on, we just figured that
You're
out.
just making stuff up. There's no way the mastermind is here.
Oh.
The mastermind is probably
Not true! No, don't do that!
Because masterminds always lurk off in the background, right?
Why does it have to do that? I always push the button for too dang long. Yes, I know.
So who
Way that
did
proves that they are here, the control room.
Whoever did it is that much I
When you... Is the mastermind...
Of course, they have to be here.
What makes you...
Exactly.
You're just making...
Trying
The
again.
mastermind is probably...
Get that weakness out of here! We've got a control room!
There's no question that the mastermind is somewhere within the school.
And because I had to refute Toko, she's going to whine and complain about it in 3, 2, 1.
How do you know?
There you
Did
go.
you find some evidence or something?
Indeed! Hina, back me up, girl!
In the back of the data center, I found a panel that controls Monokuma.
I mean, a panel is kind of putting it lightly. It was really more of a, you know, I don't even know, like some kind of bunker.
The mastermind must have been using that to control him all this time. So there can't be any doubt. The mastermind has been inside the school all along.
Bum-ba-da-bum!
There can't be any doubt.
Not even remotely.
In which case, there also can be no doubt that the mastermind is one of us.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I guess I gotta prove how that doesn't... I gotta point out all the stuff about the morgue.
Why?
Alright, let's do this.
Recall what Makoto told us Monokuma said to him earlier.
Yeah, the only people who's ever been inside the building are the students. Yeah, we get
So
that.
if the mastermind is in the school, we have to assume it can only be that 16th student.
But how'd they manage to survive all of this?
Because they're the mastermind?
So we're the only ones here?
And none of us are currently controlling Monokuma, so... You guys do see the immediate contradiction in this line of thinking, right?
It's not me! I'm not the mastermind!
No one thinks you're the mastermind.
Well, it's not me.
I blame Makoto.
Yeah, of course you do.
What? Why me?
Cuz it's super weird how you're the only one who survived being executed.
Really?
Oh, I get it! The only way he could have survived is if he was actually the mastermind himself, right?
Look, I'm not gonna say that wouldn't be an amazing plot twist, but it's not true.
Aw, nuts! Ya got me!
Oh, shut your face!
Wait! What are you trying to say?
Everyone, calm down. There's no reason to panic.
It's not like our lives are on the line.
The mastermind's true identity will become clear soon enough. Just as soon as we find out who killed Mukuro.
Hopefully, hopefully Kyoko also has figured out what I
That's
have.
a good point.
Yay! Deflection! I'm good with this. Thank you, Kyoko. Thank you.
Rather than wasting time bickering, we should put our minds to work solving this mystery.
Mystery will be solved!
Yeah, well, how much time have we already spent talking about the murder?
3, 4-ish hours, I think.
He's right. What more is there to talk about?
Surprisingly a lot.
If you want something to talk about, I think there might be one thing.
Reason for death, reason for
We
death.
haven't fully established
Yes.
what Mukuro's fatal injury was.
Oh, thank you!
But I thought we figured that out. She died when she got hit in the back of the head.
'Twas a ruse!
No, That isn't actually what killed her. It was something entirely different. Wouldn't you agree, Makoto?
I agree so much that you could say that I agree. Her actual cause of death was all of the other wounds!
All of the wounds.
And if they're the wounds I think they are, I've got it!
That's what really killed her.
It's the missing key.
Hey, now hold on a second. You did read the Monokuma file, right?
Yeah, more times than I thought was necessary. It covered in other wounds, but these were at least several days old. We've been in here for like a month.
It made it pretty clear. Those wounds were made at least a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't possibly be what killed her.
Yeah, you say that, but have you considered these facts that hopefully a character is about to point out?
Consider this. What if the murder itself took place at least a few days ago?
Consider the following.
What?
What if, when we discovered her body, she'd already been dead for several days? If that's true, then naturally the wounds that killed her would appear to be however many days old.
Just like that.
That doesn't make any sense.
Except for all the sense it makes.
Because she had all those wounds before she ever came here.
Oh, is that so? I happen to have evidence that supports that that's not the case, but you seem so confident, so please be sure to tell me exactly what you think.
Huh? How do you know that?
Yeah, please. No, really, Toko, please, enlighten us.
Isn't it obvious? She was the ultimate soldier, right? So that means, you know,
You're wrong.
Yeah, thank you.
she denied me before I could even say anything.
Why are you so creepy? Well, I'm not, no,
That's
just...
weird, okay? At least listen to what I have to say before you deny me.
You can't make that face and make those noises and then say I'm not weird. If you're so sure we're gonna deny you, why bother saying it in the first place? Yeah, okay, thank you. Alright, let's make that argument. Her profile, where it says she never got injured.
Mukuro was the ultimate soldier.
Yep,
She must have been in 100 different battles.
minimally.
When you think about it, obviously, she got all those wounds in battle.
Nope. Next time, take a look at the evidence, lady type.
No. Mukuro didn't suffer those wounds in battle.
Basic logic would dictate otherwise.
The file we
I
found
mean,
in
from
the
what she was saying.
Headmaster's room
I'm agreeing with
said as
Makoto.
much. Despite the time she spent in battle after battle as a member of Fenrir,
I knew this would be I knew this would be important.
when she entered the school, she hadn't sustained a single injury.
I just need any information on what those injuries are.
To be denied so completely. Actually, it's kind of refreshing.
Stop having a face.
Maybe it's because of all of Master's training.
Anyway, so we can be
Moving
sure
on.
Mukuro suffered all those wounds after coming to this school, in which case, they could be the very thing that killed her.
In fact, it is.
As a matter of fact, it's hard to imagine any other possibility.
Thank you.
When examining her body, I found that her stomach and head wounds came after she was already dead.
I'm not entirely sure how you can figure that sort of thing out, but I mean, I'm pretty sure, coroner reports and body investigations have been going on for decades, and I obviously don't know anything about any of it, so I'm guessing there's probably a lot of techniques and methods to figure this sort of stuff out.
Unless anyone has any better suggestions, I think we can say this with confidence. The wounds Mukuro sustained all over her body are what ultimately killed her.
Can we talk about what these wounds are? Go! Yep, okay. I know who the mastermind is. I had a lot of hints, I had a lot of queries, I had a lot of theories, I had a lot of other things that could possibly be used in a detective's mystery novel type worded setting. But all those wounds, right there, yep, I got it.
But if that's what killed her, then does that mean she's really been dead for who knows how long?
Yep. And for the record, I'll hold off until the very last minute when I actually need to point out who it is. Just in case you guys haven't noticed it. I would feel kind of weird if you hadn't by now, though.
That's exactly what it means. When we found her body in the garden, she'd already been dead for several days.
So then, what about the little matter of what happened last night?
What happened last night? Oh, that.
Makoto,
Wow.
you said you were attacked in your room by a masked assailant.
Oh, I was like, it feels like that was so much longer ago by this point. But yeah, I guess an entire day actually hadn't passed. Weird. But yeah.
If Mukuro had already been dead for several days, certainly it couldn't have been her.
Nope.
So who was it that attacked you?
I'm guessing the mastermind. I can't think of anyone else. Dun 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 dun.
The one
Information.
who attacked me was the true mastermind. When we discovered Mukuro in the garden wearing the same mask, I naturally assumed she must have been the one who attacked me.
But the fake nails give it away.
But I was wrong.
Yes, you were.
It wasn't her at all. It was the mastermind.
What are you laughing at?
Does he ever really have a reason?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just getting a little impatient sitting here listening. I think I'm gonna jump in. Let's start off with a nice, easy question.
Okay.
Your assumption that I attacked Makoto is just that, right? An assumption. You can't really know who was under that mask, can you? I mean, that's the whole point of a mask.
Mm-hmm.
The true identity of the masked attacker is Mukuro Ikusaba. At least, that's what I think.
Uh-huh. You would think that, well, with you actually, you know, being the murderer and everything.
Do you have any evidence that might convince me otherwise?
Convince you? Probably not. Convince everybody else and anybody's opinion who actually matters? Sure. No, there's no way Mukuro is the one that attacked me, even if I didn't see their face. Bum, bada, bum. Mukuro had a very obvious Fenrir tattoo. Comparing that to the masked attacker, it should be obvious. Oh. Okay. I guess I'm making another argument. And I guess I need to find a piece of information. Gotcha.
You never saw their face, right?
Nope.
So you can't have any idea who was under that mask.
I guess we're using the tattoo instead of the
I'm telling
nails.
you
That makes
now,
more sense.
It was Mukuro Ikusaba.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
You're wrong. Even without seeing their face, there's another part of the attacker we can use to prove it wasn't her.
Is that hands?
Oh? And what is this other part? Is it the right hand?
Yes, yes it is.
Or the left hand?
There we go, I'll take that.
Maybe the right foot?
Nope.
Or perhaps the left foot?
Look at you doing this nonsense.
Or could it be the hands?
No, it's definitely not at that. That's kind of disturbing, actually. All right, it's on the hand, so I just gotta shoot the right thing, right?
Face, right? So you can't have any idea. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba.
I'm not sure if this is what I need to shoot. Okay, it is. It is. I couldn't remember if there was something else more appropriate to shoot at after that phrase. I took a chance and it paid off.
Mukuro had a tattoo on her right hand, if I remember correctly.
And indeed you do.
A representation of Fenrir. In other words, a wolf tattoo. But I saw the right hand of the person who attacked me. And there was no such tattoo.
Just like that.
So there's no way the person behind the mask was Mukuro.
Yeah, well, okay. You got me. I guess it wasn't her.
And you spin it around in 3, 2.
But that still doesn't prove that it was me.
Exactly.
It could have been, you know, someone else, right?
Name one person who it could have been.
Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I all have solid alibis for that entire night.
Oh, Kyoko.
Yeah! We were in the gym tearing you apart, so it could have been any of us.
Oh, okay, sure. It couldn't have been any of you. But what about Kyoko? It totally could have been her.
I suppose, hypothetically, potentially, it could be.
Uh-oh, no snappy comeback. Did I score a bullseye?
Obviously not.
If you insist, I don't mind showing you.
Huh? Show me what?
What do you think? I'll show you the one thing that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it wasn't me.
Before anyone could say anything. Whoa! Kyoko is removing her gloves. Holy, hang on. Don't I have a button? Wow, your hands are like a dark brownish red. How do you even do that?
Your hands!
Holy crap, what did you do? Without thinking, I let out a gasp. It was more than just a little burned skin.
Awful, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be that guy.
It happened when I was first learning to be a detective. I was inexperienced.
So you shoved your hands in a deep fryer? How does an inexperienced detective end up with something like this?
I thought you didn't want anyone to see those scars.
If it means we get another step closer to unmasking the mastermind, it doesn't really bother me.
Yeesh. You are one tough lady. Kyoko seemed to savor the words as she said them. Then she put her gloves back on. Wow.
My scars should suffice as proof.
Yeah, that's pretty adequate. I mean, she saw the quickest way to get through this, and she took it.
Makoto, did the person who attacked you have scars like mine?
They, in fact, did not. I feel I would have noticed that.
No, not at all. I'm positive.
Then this much has been made clear. There can be no doubt that the one who attacked Makoto is the true mastermind.
Huzzah!
This is just awful.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
On top of my secret being revealed, I had to look at those positively grotesque scars of yours.
Yeah, rub dirt in the wounds. There's absolutely nothing unbelievably cruel about that.
Sorry, did I say that out loud? I do hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all. You can say whatever you want.
Because as we all know, Kyoko holds your opinion in such high regard.
Sure, as long as it means pushing me farther into the corner, right? But I'm not cornered just yet.
Are you not now? Alright, fine. Tell me how you're not so I can continue the assault.
Because if you haven't noticed, the circumstances surrounding Mukuro's death are totally unknown.
To what capacity are you referring?
That's true. All we know right now is she was killed a good while before this morning.
On the contrary, we don't know anything other than that.
You're not going to tell us she was already dead before we arrived here or something, are you?
In that regard, you have nothing to worry about. I promise you, without a doubt, she died after our little killing game began here.
Oh, you're okay. I was confused as to what he was talking about, really. But he's like, okay, so yeah, Mukuro didn't die then, but she died before then. You proved that much, but we still don't know how it happened. Gotcha. So we're gonna be pulling the wool over. We're gonna be taking the wool off people's eyes.
Somehow,
Using analogies, bad at it. Sorry.
Without any of us knowing.
And after she died, who knows how much time went by before we found her, right?
I wager to guess we all saw her die. That's my current hypothesis.
Did the culprit stash her somewhere? She couldn't have been in the garden the whole time, could she?
Nope, nope, nope.
If she was, she would have been totally decomposed. Just like your brain.
Is now really the time for stupid insults?
Then she was being stored somewhere?
But to hide a body here, to just store it somewhere?
Yeah, somewhere. The body is being stored where all the bodies are being stored, and it was in a place no one had access to. You know, except for the mastermind. It all makes sense. Which means only they would have access to the corpses. I can't think of anywhere else that the body could have been. Into the biolab. The pool. Ugh. They'd get waterlogged.
Mukuro's body was probably kept hidden in the biolab.
Hopefully, more than just Makoto and Kyoko went in that room.
Biolab? You mean on the 5th floor?
No, I mean on the 8th.
That's right. It's actually set up for use as a morgue. So it's the perfect place to hide a body. And it'd keep the body preserved at the same time.
Then you're also saying the body was moved from the biolab to the garden.
Wrapped all up in a biolab brand tarpy thing. This very same tarp they used to cover up all the stuff to keep the body from getting wet. Bada bing, bada boom.
And I have no doubt that that's exactly what happened. In fact, I have proof.
The most proofiest of proof. The proof that shows the body was carried from the biolab to the garden. Where's that tarp? Never before has a tarp been so useful in any regard whatsoever.
What makes me so sure the body was carried from the biolab to the garden is the tarp that we found in the garden.
Yeah!
When I was checking it over again, I noticed something.
It was conveniently labeled. Probably not the smartest thing to do.
I noticed that some text had been stamped on one corner of the tarp.
Although I don't entirely understand why a biolab has tarps. I guess I don't really understand what a biolab is used for.
Oh, it says biolab.
Indeed it does.
Holy cow! How'd you notice that tiny little thing?
Being astute!
Makoto's nitpicky nature seems to have surfaced with perfect timing.
I will pick all the nits!
This proves that the tarp originally came from the biolab.
That it did. And who had access to the biolab?
There's a whole stack of tarps just like it in there.
Bada boom. And the thing is, if it wasn't labeled from the biolab, then we could have assumed anybody could have done it because there was also that huge pile inside the art room. So boom. Labeling your belongings and ultimately ended up in proving something that proving that somebody killed somebody. I'm bad at this.
So when the killer
Sorry.
moved the body to the garden, they must have grabbed a tarp to wrap it in.
So I guess they just wouldn't flat out start, just carrying the body all over there. I guess even the mastermind's not a big fan of touching dead things.
Then they simply left it as it was to protect against the sprinklers, and put the coat on it afterwards.
You made everything sound so amazingly consistent.
Just doing a job.
That's just a wild guess.
Mm-hmm.
Where's your evidence? Prove that the body was wrapped in a tarp and moved.
Didn't we just?
There is no evidence. I was simply explaining what I think happened.
Oh, okay.
But you seem to be getting pretty worked up about it, wouldn't you say?
Get out, gambited!
Worked up?
Now that the conversation has turned to the topic of the biolab, you must be getting pretty nervous.
Because the biolab is where everything comes together.
Because the key to uncovering your secret identity is hidden within that room, isn't it?
Oh, it so very much is.
Are you talking about unmasking the mastermind?
You know it.
You see, the biolab contained an inconsistency. One so major it can't be overlooked.
The amount of the lights. An inconsistency in the biolab. Could you be talking about...
La, la, I can't hear you. La, 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 la.
Such a child. Oh well, just ignore him.
Even his stupid nonsense can't ignore the truth! I need to pull myself together and think. The inconsistency in the biolab. Could you be talking about...
By the way, Makoto, what about that one thing?
Eh?
What one thing?
What do you think I'm talking about? Your family.
Oh, now why you gotta be bringing that up? No, he's just trying to get in your head!
Don't tell me you forgot about that video message.
He's getting in your head, dude. Don't let him get in there.
So what do you think? Are you sure your family's still okay?
Honestly, at this point, I'm gonna say probably not.
Why are you bringing that up now?
Your mom, your dad, your little sister. What do you think has happened to your family?
Probably something really bad, but that has nothing to do with what's going on right now.
Are they really as safe as you might have assumed?
Stop talking about that!
Calm down, Makoto. He wants you to get upset.
He wants your goat. Don't give it to him. Yeah, I need to calm down. I can't let him get to me. He's just saying that because he knows we're getting close to the truth of the biolab. So if I want to shut him up, I need to expose the inconsistency and slam him with it. The inconsistency has to be that one area with the numbers just don't match up. Oh, dang! I'm doing one of these with the Kumamang? Okay, let's do it.
Are you sure about this? That's impossible!
Gotta be super focused on this.
Sure about this? That's impossible!
Can't let myself be beaten now.
What? What do you want? Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? That's impossible!
Biolab secret! Oh wait, Biolab lights!
This should prove it.
Ignore that first one! Woo! Really taking the wind out of my sails there, game.
The inconsistency Kyoko's talking about is the lights.
The lights!
What are you talking about? What about the light?
You know about the lights!
Like I said before, the biolab also acts as a morgue.
Worst case scenario, all we have to do is open up all those things and look at all the corpses. Whoever isn't there is the culprit. Easy as that.
That's where everyone who's died is stored.
Really creepy, by the way, to think about that.
And it was set up so that when a slot had a body in it, a blue light would turn on.
You really probably should have put up some masking tape over all those lights.
In other words, if the blue light is on, that means there's a body in that slot.
But there were only 9
The
lights!
number of blue lights that were on, including the one Mukuro was in, and there were only 9.
Why does that matter? You gotta give me the bite-sized version here, man.
Alright, fine. You want something in the size of a bagel bite? Let me give it to you. 9 lights doesn't make sense, because there should be 10 lights!
10 of the lights should have been on. Any other number is incredibly suspicious.
Could you imagine if there was only like 4? That would be really weird.
Suspicious? Why?
Oh my god, you are a dum-dum.
That's simple. Just recall who's died here so far, and it should become clear.
Are we gonna have to flash back through all the corpses again? Oh boy. Saika, Junko, Leon, Chihiro. That one's probably the most disturbing. Mondo, Taka, Hifumi, Celeste, Sakura, and Mukuro. So 10 people in all.
Right. Any other number should make you immediately suspicious. But according to the lights in the biolab, only 9 people were being stored there.
I'm really getting into this.
You're saying a dead body just up and disappeared?
No, I'm saying a dead body never existed to begin with.
I got it! The mastermind destroyed one of the bodies to get rid of evidence.
Yeah, well, then why didn't you just destroy all of them?
But if they wanted to do that, they would have destroyed Mukuro's body, since they actually killed her.
Well, I mean, they didn't destroy it, although they did badly burn
And
it.
yet, her body was left alone.
Then, whose body disappeared?
No one's body disappeared.
It may very well be that none of them disappeared.
Thank you, you beautiful purple-haired lady.
And if that's true, then why doesn't the body count match?
Okay.
Including Monokuma's
Playing catch-up.
executions. There have apparently been 10 deaths, but there were only 9 bodies. That's the point I'm trying to make.
There's a very specific reason why Monokuma is sitting in the 16th student seat.
I'm completely lost. How can the number of victims be less than the number of murders?
The reason there are less bodies than murders, the explanation for more murders than victims, why is that? Why would it take, what would it take for that to make sense? The same person, the mastermind destroyed a body, the same person was killed twice, only 9 murders took place. No, the same person was killed twice.
I got it!
And I know who.
The same person was killed twice.
Those prior wounds. So somebody who's been dead for multiple days and has what clearly appears to be giant gaping stab wounds all over the top part of their body.
Killed twice?
Who matches that description?
Officially, 10 murders have been committed so far, but one of the victims may have been murdered, and then murdered again.
Just to be safe.
Murdered and murdered again?
As you do.
If that's the case, there could have been 10 killings, but still only 9 victims, right?
That stands to reason.
Technically, you're right, I guess. Still, something like that.
Could easily have happened. No, it is what happened.
Nyeh, authoritative.
Sounds like you're already convinced. Then can you tell us who was killed twice?
Yes, indeed I can.
It was Mukuro, of course. Before she was
I guess I don't
killed
have
as
to.
Mukuro Ikusaba, she was killed as someone else.
I'm just so used to having to do everything that I was honestly taken off guard by not having to point that out.
And that's why the body had to be stored in the biolab until the moment we found it in the garden.
No, that's crazy talk. She was killed as someone else? Come on!
Well, we've already established that they're working with the mastermind. So, pretending to be somebody that she isn't would line right up with that.
Besides, who could that someone else even have been?
I know who!
All you have to do is look at those bodily injuries of hers, and that will become obvious.
Nothing's gonna become obvious.
Everything will be obvious,
Because Kyoko's totally delusional.
says the very clear sociopath. Seriously, Jigsaw thinks you're being a little bit too much of a weirdo. Oh, and I gotta find some. Alright, fine.
Who is this someone else that Mukuro was killed as? Was it Sayaka Mizono?
Oh, clever. You're hiding it.
Junko Enoshima? Leon Kuwata?
Are you serious?
Mando?
You're going through all of them? Okay.
Or maybe, no, there's no way anyone was murdered twice.
Yeah, okay. Except, and I kind of spoiled it.
Was it Sayaka Junko Enoshima?
No, don't.
Leon Kuwata?
Are you serious? It's Junko! It's Junko! It's Junko! It's Junko! It's Junko! It's Junko!
There's no way anyone was
Let me grab the stinking name already.
Who is this someone?
Fine. I'll be super duper ultra mega careful here.
Mizono? Junko Enoshima?
Yes!
Leon Kuwata?
Chihiro Mando?
All of the stabs! She's the only one who's been stabbed 1.5 million times.
Hifumi
Celestia, Lu, or maybe... No. There's no way...
Shut your stupid bear hole!
No, that's wrong.
We're getting this done. Junko.
Junko. Wasn't her fatal injury pretty similar to Mukuro's?
The most similar.
What do you mean?
Spears at the yin yang. Seriously, okay. I've waited long enough. Okay, all the stab wounds. Junko's body, who we thought was Junko, who's really Mukuro, who disguises her. I don't know entirely why, because they're working together and they're doing some of that effect. But the point is, and in all the pictures, they covered up her face. Junko's face isn't in any of those pictures. And her tie. Her tie was monochromic. It was white and black, just like Monokuma is. It was staring you right in the face. Not that tie, but the one in the photo.
Remember what happened to her? She was impaled by a bunch of spears, all over her body.
Mostly the top part.
And Mukuro died from a number of wounds across her body.
They look like stabs or puncture wounds, so yeah.
When you compare that to the stab wounds Junko suffered,
And the similarities match?
The most matchily.
Yes, and those are the only fatal injuries that match up. That explains why those two bodies are actually one and the same.
And how Mukuro's body, as we've determined, actually is her, looked almost identical to Junko's with the fake nails and the shoes.
so let me see if I have this straight.
Alright, fine. Do it.
Junko, or someone going by that name, was stabbed to death with multiple spears.
Mm-hmm.
Then her body was kept in the biolab for however long before being dragged out again.
So far, so right.
Only this time, it was presented as the corpse of one Mukuro Ikusaba.
It was always Mukuro.
It all matches up, right? Those wounds Junko suffered could easily be these same injuries.
It's really true? Mukuro and Junko are the same person?
Well, not like that, exactly.
Wait, so then, what does it all mean?
It means that there haven't been 10 victims, but 9.
Thank you.
It also means that among the people we thought were dead, one is still alive.
Junko. It's Junko. It has to be Junko.
And that's the true identity of the mastermind?
Yes.
Who is it? Who's behind all this?
I know. Let me point my finger.
We already know the answer to that. It's Mukuro. She's still alive.
You haven't been paying any attention at all, have you?
She took Junko's body and made it look like she was the one who died.
And that explains at the very beginning. Remember when we first met Junko and Makoto was all like, man, she doesn't really look like her pictures, now does she? That's why! 'Twas a disguise! 'Twas a huge ruse!
So Mukuro is still alive.
Nope, you're wrong. Stop being stupid.
Total silence? Then I must be right. I'm right, aren't I?
Have you ever been right your entire life? I doubt it's gonna change now. The one that's still alive is Mukuro? But can we really believe that? Nah, there's no way. There's no way Mukuro Ikusaba is still alive. Alright, what are we doing this time? The fatal injury. Do I need to point out, like, her... Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, I gotta point out, like, how the body is the exact same thing. The measurements.
It wasn't Mukuro.
They very much...
She's still alive?
Nope, she is not.
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is...
No, it's not. Okay, that was the wrong thing, apparently. All right, I shot the wrong thing. I guess I was supposed to shoot the first thing.
The body we found, it wasn't Mukuro.
There we go. Okay. I shot the wrong thing, but I had the right bullet. I just shot the wrong vital.
No, the body we found in the garden was Mukuro. That's one thing we can be sure of.
And I'm sure she's going to point out something being really perverted about all this.
The body's appearance and measurements are consistent with her records.
3, 2.
Right, Kyoko?
Okay, at least. Okay, please just go to
She was
Kyoko.
5 foot 6 inches tall and weighed 97 pounds. Her vitals were 31, 21, 32. Everything in her profile is consistent with that corpse.
Don't talk, Toko. Don't talk.
And then there's the matter of the Fenrir tattoo.
Okay, she's not. Good.
So there's no question it's her.
If Mukuro's not the mastermind, then who's actually still alive?
Junko! It was all a ruse to make us think she was dead. Someone made it look like they died, but they're still actually alive. There's only one person it could be. Yo, 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 we're doing this. We're doing this. It's happening. It's happening. Where's the face? There it is.
Here's my answer.
I gotta be honest, this is like the last person I would have expected, but it's totally her.
Junko is still alive. It's the only possibility.
Read it and weep on it.
Are you sure about that?
The most sure.
Huh?
What do you want me to prove?
I admit, since Mukuro is undoubtedly dead, Junko does seem to be the only other explanation.
What holes are you seeing? I'll fill them up so fast you won't even remember that you asked the question in the first place.
But we saw her get impaled. She died right before our very eyes.
It was disguise.
If Junko were still alive, the death we saw would had to have been some kind of charade.
Yeah. What's so hard to believe about that?
But you yourself confirmed she was dead, did you not?
Oh boy. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We'll get through it. We're gonna get through this. We got this. We just thought it was Junko. Oh my god! I just realized. Junko's body is even in the it's even in the exact same pose. They reused the art asset. You can see that, like, it's lying just like Mukuro's body did. Even the head is facing the right direction. I did check, absolutely, and I can't say for sure.
Dead. There's no question. Junko was dead.
Or someone in an elaborate costume was.
So, the idea that she's still alive.
Is the truth.
It must be wrong.
Makoto, why?
Then you're withdrawing your previous statement?
Makoto, why?
I know you gave it your best shot, but too bad. I guess your conclusion was a dud.
No, it wasn't. Shut up.
This case hasn't been decided just yet.
Lordy, you could have chimed in earlier.
Oh? You haven't given up already, have you, Makoto?
Makoto might have, but I haven't.
No, of course not. There's no way I'd give up that easy.
That's all well and good, but how do you intend to solve the problem standing in your way?
Oi, oi, oi.
Junko absolutely died. Mukuro absolutely died.
Then both of them are dead, right? There can't be any kind of survivor story.
But we just established that they were killed
I
twice.
think we need to look at this from the opposite direction.
The opposite direction?
It's so frustrating trying to get everyone else on the same page as me.
Let's assume Junko is still alive. If so, how could she have survived?
Pretty easily. Just use my foolproof method. I checked her. She was dead. I'm sure of it. But still, if she were alive somehow, could it be that Junko's not the one that died? Oh hey, what do you know? If it wasn't Junko, but someone else entirely? Maybe you used just some sort of trick. We doing another hangman's thingy? Okay, what word are we going for? Replace. Replacement? No, replaced. Replace said dead. Replace said dead. Ah, the D went away. Yep, get back here. There we go.
Now I understand.
My goodness gracious. It should not be this difficult for other people to realize.
That's it. What if she switched places with someone else?
Switch places?
That's right. Before the spears could kill her, she got someone to take her place. Specifically, Mukuro Ikusaba.
Ba-dum-bum.
Then that would make it Mukuro's corpse that showed up later.
Yeah, duh.
Which is why the body's height and weight and everything match Mukuro's profile, right?
And why the current Mukuro's body has fake nails and Junko's shoes on them.
I don't know anything about this switching places thing, but that had to be Junko who got stabbed to death, right?
We had no reason to think it wasn't.
Yeah, you're saying they switched? When could they even have done that?
At the beginning.
Right when she was about to die? Like she used some kind of ninja replacement technique?
Although that would be awesome. No.
Good point. There's just no way they could have switched like that.
Come on.
So maybe the whole idea is wrong.
Why are you guys so quick to give up? Need to figure out how to explain how they switched. They switched after death. They switched at the moment of death. They switched at the beginning. Thank you. Oh my god.
Two
Obvious.
of them may have switched places from the very beginning.
What? From the beginning?
Yeah, from the beginning.
Yes, from the moment we first met. If that's when they switched, then they wouldn't have had to switch at the moment of death, right?
You know, the obvious belief and assumption one should obviously come to. Pretty safe conclusion.
After all, the one we saw at that point would have already been Mukuro.
Hold on. So, you're saying the Junko we first met was actually Mukuro all along?
Especially when you compare the faces? Yeah.
We'd already met her?
Yeah, apparently.
I had, like, a normal conversation with her.
Indeed you did.
When we first met, none of us knew who anyone else was.
I mean, we did, but the memories got taken. We've established this.
So Mukuro could have simply told us her name was Junko, and we never would have known the difference. That would easily allow the two of them to switch places from the very beginning.
Wait, but Mukuro had a tattoo on the back of her hand, right?
Oh, yeah. Huh.
Junko never had any tattoo like that, did she?
She could have hidden it with foundation or something like that.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know. Is that something makeup can easily do?
If she did...
Well, I mean,
it
actors have to
likely
cover up their
melted away in
tattoos
the
sometimes.
explosion, exposing the tattoo after the body was extinguished.
Again, fake nails.
Plus, there were the fake nails
Thank
found on the
you!
hands of Mukuro's body.
Why would the ultimate soldier be wearing fake nails?
They were the same fake red nails she was wearing when we all met for the first time.
But if she really did use foundation...
Correct. Even if there was no tattoo on her hand, I couldn't say for certain it wasn't Mukuro. So I'm glad nobody noticed that glaring hole when we were trying to figure out who attacked Makoto.
That was pretty convenient, wasn't it?
But too bad for you, Monokuma. You can't deny it anymore.
Wait, so this whole thing was a setup from the very beginning?
Duh!
If that's true, it was quite an elaborate plan to be sure, making it look like Mukuro was Junko.
The reason such an elaborate plan was possible is because the two of them were working together.
Cahoots! There was more than one despair. Ultimate despair. He said Mukuro was it, but it was also, apparently, Junko too?
So Mukuro, the ultimate despair, teamed up with someone like her. In other words, it would be fair to say that Junko herself was also the ultimate despair.
That is a really weird thing, but apparently that's how this is working.
What's wrong? Lost the will to fight back?
No, if I had to guess, probably preparing something.
I think he's just afraid.
I doubt it.
Afraid? What's that mean, afraid? Fear is only possible where hope is possible. I only have despair, so fear is an alien concept to me.
Sure it is.
Then why haven't you been saying anything?
Because it's a bunch of nonsense. Junko's my secret identity?
That's what I'm purporting.
As if.
Then why did you try and protect Junko's real identity?
I tried to protect her identity?
Yeah, you did.
When did I do that?
So he still refuses to admit it, but he can try to deceive us all he wants. Doesn't matter, because I've already figured it out. He tried to hide Junko's identity, and not just once, but twice. The first time was during our latest investigation. When you stopped the DVD player. When you stopped the DVD player. Ba-dum, ba-dum.
While I was in the AV room, watching the DVD of our interviews with the Headmaster.
Why would you stop it? Why would you stop the DVD? Bada-boom, bada-boom. It just turned off randomly. What possible purpose would that serve? I'm like, haha, I just turned it off. Hey, what a coinky dink. La 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 la. Stupid
You
bear.
made sure I couldn't finish watching the video. And the reason you did that is because you didn't want me to see the real Junko, did you?
Oh, yeah! If everyone was in that video, of course Junko would have had to show up.
And if Makoto saw the real Junko,
Then I would have been able to even more easily tell that they weren't the same person.
it would have been totally obvious that the Junko we met was an imposter.
Bada bing.
That whole power outage thing was just a fluke.
Yeah, of course it was, because, you know, the power goes out in this place so often. No, it wasn't a fluke. The mastermind definitely orchestrated the power outage. And that's not the only time they tried to hide Junko's identity. The mastermind tried to cover up one other piece of evidence. I gotta reveal that. Okay, but I don't know what that other piece of evidence is. Oh, I'm doing this again? Okay. I was not expecting a second one. Okay. Everybody clap your hands to the beat. Everybody move your feet.
What do you want?
Just keep clapping, clapping to the beat of the rhythm of the motion of the ocean.
You're getting all riled up. That's impossible.
It just keeps on going, going, pushing all the wrong buttons. Doesn't matter, just keep hitting buttons. Never stop hitting buttons. Okay, what am I using here? The photo of Kyoko and the Headmaster, the group photo. Oh, the group photo!
This should prove it.
Because all the photos you gave us had her face covered up. What do you gotta say about that?
The video wasn't the only thing you tried to cover up. You did the same thing with this group photo.
All of the group photos.
Uh-oh.
I noticed it just a little while ago, when we were all comparing the photos we'd gotten. In all the photos, there's a certain similarity, an unusual circumstance.
That happens way too often for it to just be a coincidence.
What's so unusual about them?
The unusual circumstance to all these pictures. Junko getting splashed into face. Junko facing the other direction. Junko facing the other direction again. Junko's face being covered up by Tako's arm. It's all just way too convenient.
Junko's face. The one thing common to every single photo is that you can't see her face.
Ain't that just the fanciest? And everyone else is all perfectly seeable, noticeable, and what have you. Look at all them donuts! Also Leon. That freaking face.
It's hard to believe her face would just happen to be hidden in every single picture, don't you think?
It'd be almost unbelievable.
And on top of
unless
that,
it was deliberate.
in this photo, you can see that Mukuro is clearly visible. So in other words, at that point, the two of them hadn't switched yet.
Bada
With
bing,
all that
bada
in
boom.
mind, there's no doubt that the girl whose face is hidden here is the real Junko.
And again, monochromatic tie.
Which is why you had to have pictures that didn't show her face. Because if we could have seen her face, then it would have clearly revealed that the Junko in the pictures wasn't the Junko that we knew.
Xanadu!
What's a Xanadu?
I believe everything Makoto said is true. Junko and Mukuro switched places before we met either of them.
So she killed Mukuro, who had taken her place, making it look like she'd died. And the real Junko is still alive.
Just like that.
And she's the one behind this whole murderous situation. This killing game.
How a fashionista has access to the resources necessary to fabricate all of this, I haven't the slightest, but I guess that's a question for later.
She's the true mastermind and the ultimate despair.
Xanadu times 2!
What's a Xanadu?
With this, the identity and the crimes of the mastermind have been exposed.
No, wait, hold on!
There will be no on-holding.
Don't bother trying to deny it. There's no more room for debate. You don't have anywhere left to run. I'll prove everything. Right now.
Oh! Oh snap! Oh snap! Oh snap! Oh snap! Oh snap! Oh snap! Okay. Oh lord, this always takes me forever. Okay, hang on. Okay. Just give me a second. I'll get this figured out. Okay, think I got it. I think I've got the pictures in the right thing. Possibly. Maybe. Let's find out together. Let's do this.
Killer is you. We met the ultimate fashionista, Junko and Oshima, right after we all arrived here. But that wasn't the real Junko. The girl we saw before us was actually the 16th student who had taken Junko's place. And that girl's name was Mukuro Ikusaba.
Brutal.
But it wasn't long before she died at the hands of Monokuma. In other words, the mastermind, Junko and Oshima. Her body was kept in a biolab, which had been converted into a morgue.
Not sure how... I think I should probably look into a biolab. We'll see what's actually in there. Is that something you could easily do? I really don't know.
Until Junko decided to put her body to use. Junko dragged the body out of the biolab, using the tarp to carry her to the garden. She fabricated the murder to try and frame Kyoko, who proved to be one big thorn in her side. Meanwhile, she wanted us all to think Mukuro was still alive and hiding somewhere inside the school.
Yes, okay, that one was the one I was most unsure of. Okay, good, I got him.
So she put on a
Those things are
mask
confusing.
and then attacked me. After making sure I'd gotten a good look at the mask, she left the room. Then she put the same mask on Mukuro's body. This was all to make us think the person who attacked me and the corpse were one and the same. She wanted us to believe the murder had only recently taken place. Finally, by strapping a bomb to the body, she was able to destroy any remaining evidence. She needed to hide the body's true identity. She had to make sure we didn't find out it was actually the same person we'd met in the beginning. This is the truth behind Mukuro's murder.
Because it would make things so obvious if we just found Junko's body a second time.
And the one who carried it all out is the true mastermind. The one controlling Monokuma. The real Junko Enoshima.
Booyah!
That's the whole story behind this incident. Well, what do you have to say to that?
Clearly it has to be something.
What? Are you broken again?
You can't get out of this, so don't even try.
Come on! It's time you finally revealed yourself!
It's not like you're an endangered species or something. How long do you plan to keep hiding?
Come on!
Give it up, Junko. The game's over.
Over? Did you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case?
I mean, in most situations, that's generally how it goes.
Wrong! There's still plenty more to go!
Well, hot damn! Monochromatic tie!
I've been waiting so very long for peasants like you to appear.
Say what now?
If you swear your fealty to us, we will reward you with half of the entire world.
What?
We've even drawn up the deed already. We will grant you honor, status, and some of our home cooking.
This all sounds really familiar. Is this a reference to something?
Have you made your choice? Will you serve under us?
The hell kind of what?
Oh,
Whoa!
did you think I was being serious? Sorry, I was just messing with you.
I am very confused.
It's been so long since I've had an audience. Even I'm not sure what kind of role I'm supposed to play.
This is the mastermind? She's the real Junko Enoshima.
Anyway, looks like I've finally been set free. Having to play Monokuma all the time, day after day. It was like I was stuck in purgatory. Or like a slow suicide. I get bored so easy, you know?
Face.
Huh? What about my face?
It is very face-like.
What's wrong with my beautiful face? People have told me I'm cuter than 100 chihuahuas combined.
I'm pretty sure fusing 100 rat dogs isn't really a compliment.
I feel like this isn't the first time I've seen you.
No, I do remember seeing it. I'm sure I've seen her too somewhere. It was definitely before I got to the school. Yeah, but
I got it!
isn't she supposed to be like a famous
That's right.
fashion model?
It was before I ever came to this school. I remember seeing the magazine cover.
I mean,
And-
yeah, right?
You were on it.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's... Is this really supposed to be a surprise? We knew this.
Wow, you have a pretty good memory. I guess that's why you've made it this far, huh?
I guess?
So I was right. Then what you told me in the main hall when this all began...
Yeah! I've seen her on tons of magazine covers, but I feel like that doesn't quite match up to reality. Talking about my cover photos and junk? Ah, Photoshop. It was not Photoshop. That explains that.
Sometimes a little lie is necessary to keep things moving along. Wouldn't you agree?
I mean, it was a very believable lie. That is how they do things in real life.
That explains why she didn't quite seem the same. Because she was a different person all along.
I'm me. And Mukuro is Mukuro. She tried her best. But there's just no way she could have passed as the ultimate fashionista. Two people can never become one as long as the walls of mind and body exist.
You're getting kind of cerebral for me, a little too cerebral for me.
Not even if they're twins.
You guys were sisters?
I know, it's such a cliche, right? I'm almost embarrassed to admit it.
Huh.
So basically, Mukuro and I had your stereotypical twin relationship. The older sister, tough and proud. That was Mukuro. The younger sister, smart and cute. That was...
Me! Junko fucking Enoshima!
Alright, suddenly taking a turn.
And together, we were the Despair Sisters, aka the Ultimate Despair!
Whoa! She's a totally different person now!
I'm uncomfortable.
Like I said, I get bored easy as hell! I even get fucking bored with myself!
Kinda have a bit of a personality problem, don't you?
But if you're twins, why do you have different last names? Oh, that again? You have any idea how many times people ask me that shit? Maybe it's new to your dumb ass, but it bores me to tears. Answering the same questions over and over? Just make up whatever answer you want. I don't give a shit. The truth's fucking lame anyway.
Jesus, calm down.
But if she was your twin, that means you killed your own sister?
She certainly seems like the right brand of crazy to do that.
And for reasons deeper and darker than the ocean. As if.
Well, I suppose I'd better explain.
And another shift.
For my plan to work, someone had to be able to control the killing game from behind the scenes. The so-called mastermind had to operate Monokuma, keep an eye on everyone, things like that. But after looking at the situation, I determined it would be impossible for Mukuro to perform such duties. Because naturally, she turned out to be the letdown of the family.
Wow.
Leaving me behind to run off and join some band of mercenaries. Such a disappointment.
Yeah, I'm sure she's the disappointment. You know, not the psychopathic murderer. No, you're the beacon
So,
here.
I decided to play the role of director and have her join the rest of you in your school life. I could have let her work alongside me, but she would have been useless to me that way. Besides, 15 students seemed like a solid number to start with. Of course, the fact that she was the ultimate soldier posed something of a problem. She had what I call the 3 atrocities. Atrociously rank, atrociously filthy, atrociously repulsive.
Jeez, you are a very evil person.
It was atrociously clear just how out of touch she was with the rest of society. Meanwhile, my ultimate fashionista status has an undeniable appeal that I didn't want to go to waste.
And that's why you switched identities?
Sadly, her inability to match my personality was even greater than I'd calculated. It was a lost cause.
Well, okay, firstly, I think she did a pretty decent job, all things considered, and secondly, if she had any trouble trying to match your personality, I think it might be due to the fact that you don't seem to have one coherent one. You're just a jumbled mess of I don't even.
She was nothing more than a bit player, an extra unworthy of lines.
Holy crap.
Being the utter disappointment that she was, anyone would have expected her to get killed off right away. Which is precisely why I killed her, to meet everyone's expectations.
This is really freaking weird.
That can't be your only reason, can it?
Well, no, of course not. I also did it to avoid becoming bored.
I've never been a stickler for following a plan to the letter, you know?
Holy crap, how many of these do you have?
If I planned everything out and knew just what was gonna happen, that'd be so boring. So, I changed things just a bit and decided to use Mukuro to make a little point.
In other words, Mukuro's death was a one-sided, premeditated act of betrayal.
Why is everyone else just so casual about this unbelievably absurd amount of character switching?
Just as I suspected. When Mukuro was killed, she must have been as surprised as anybody else.
Well, that would definitely explain what those words meant when she was dying.
So, you figured it out? Well, you're right. There's There's no way Mukuro could have pulled off such a convincing performance. But she did teach you all a very valuable lesson, don't you think?
I don't know what that lesson is, so I'm guessing no.
How can you talk like that? You sacrificed your own sister. How does that not even bother you?
We've kind of established a psychotic break here. I think that explains just about everything you need.
What? I sacrificed her? That's what's got you so hot under the collar? Jeez, misunderstandings sure are scary. We were the ultimate despair, you know? So we never had any kind of hope or expectations. Nope, I felt despair as long as I can remember. Like I never should have been born at all.
I'm having a hard time understanding what any of these things you're saying even mean. You're just full on Cocoa Puffs is basically what's going on here.
When I was born, I cried tears of total despair.
I'm almost certain you just cried normal tears. That's generally what babies do when they're born.
So that's why for us, it's not a big deal whether we die or kill.
None of this makes sense.
We're just those kinds of people. We can do anything.
You're just a crazy person.
We've always been filled with despair. So when we do something, we go all the way and live without regret.
So you just murdered your own sister and didn't think anything of it?
That's not true at all.
And here's another one.
We were twins. How could I not be sad? That's why it gets me so excited.
Is this as gross as I think it is?
Killing my precious sister with my own two hands. That act is filled with so much despair. You can't help but put a super in front of it. It's like super, 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 super despair. No, more than that.
I am really tired of that word.
Super, 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 super despair.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels so good.
So, you're doing all of this because you're a nightmare fetishist?
What the hell is wrong with you?
Thank you, hero! Thank you, I was waiting for somebody to say that.
And my sister too. In that moment of death, I think she must have felt that despair. After all, to be murdered by your own sister, and only as an example to someone else, she must have died feeling such excruciating hopelessness. I'm so jealous of her. Super jealous.
I knew you couldn't be just some ordinary person. You're some kind of abnormality.
And considering the crazy people I've met and spoken to over the course of this game, I feel like that says a lot.
Turning your own despair into some kind of fetish.
There it is!
Abnormality doesn't even begin to describe it.
Yeah, Miyaki, if anything, you're kind of underselling this whole thing.
Like, Genocide Jill is crazy for sure, but this is a whole nother level of nuts.
At least Jill's brand of crazy makes sense to her. You're just doing stuff for the sake of doing it.
You're saying I don't compare to some lowly beast that can only kill the weak, right?
I mean, that's not really what I'm saying, but you can interpret it however you want. I feel like I have no way of actually convincing you of anything one way or the other.
So, I'm hopelessly attractive, hopelessly brilliant, hopelessly athletic.
Honestly, I don't think any of those things are really true.
I'm the hopelessly perfect ultimate human.
No, definitely not.
No. I don't think there's anything perfect about anything you just said.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Master's way more perfect.
Ugh.
Because on top of everything else, he's got that noble blood.
Don't you mean had that noble blood?
Oh, dang.
What did you just say? What do you mean by that?
Oh, boy.
You still haven't figured that part out yet? Man, you guys are so slow!
Holy crap, Monokuma is one of your personalities?
You haven't even solved all the mysteries, and yet here you are, yapping away!
Are you talking about our memories?
You've already solved this mystery, right? I'm the killer! So how about the next one? Maybe you should solve the riddle of your missing memories. Then you can start floating.
Is it really a riddle? You stole the memories. The end.
Damn straight. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to solve all these mysteries. And then we'll have our victory.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
All right, then let's just get straight to the point. What memories did you steal from us?
We already know that.
When the group pictures were taken, and those interviews, it must mean... I got it! It must have something to do with our entrance exams.
Huh?
Don't fair! At least give us a hint!
Your brains are like sponges, all drippy and leaky. I already gave you a hint before. All the memories you lost share something in common with a few other things. Do you recall?
Thinking back to what Monokuma told us, the memories that were stolen from us and what they must be related to... Well, not the class trials. I'm pretty sure the founding of Hope's Peak happened, like... Didn't the beginning say, like, it was at least 100 years old, so I doubt that. I guess this?
I got it.
Although I'm not sure what that
You're
means.
talking about the motives you provided to try and get us to kill each other, right?
So you do remember after all. Well, I would hope you wouldn't forget something so important.
Brain hurt.
It was stupid of me to even ask. I apologize from the bottom of my heart for my bad manners.
I sincerely doubt you don't... I sincerely believe you lack that organ.
So
Just
then,
saying.
let me ask you another question. Did you notice that each motive I presented you had a specific theme to it?
Theme?
Yep, you got it. So that's my question to you all. When Sayaka was murdered, what was the theme of the motive I presented?
The theme for the motive Monokuma gave us for the first murder. Monokuma gave us those DVDs. On my DVD was footage of my family, on Sayaka was her and her friends. They had a dream they all shared. So for the first murder, the motive was given was... international relations! I guess...
I got it.
human connections, I guess?
The driving force behind the motive you presented us with at that point was human connections.
Ding, ding, ding. You got it. Remember those DVDs I gave you guys? Each video showed the total destruction of your most important relationships.
Oh, is that... oh, so... okay, well that explains what the other DVDs were. Still would've liked to see them, though.
For example, your family. For example, your friends. I ruined all those relationships and showed you the results. It was to motivate your desire to escape and kickstart your urge to kill.
Well, duh. It worked too, apparently.
But still, what a cruel thing to do.
You're the one that did it.
Yes, well, I'm perfectly happy to accept your disapproval.
I have no idea what you're trying to accomplish, and trying to figure it out just confuses me more.
Okay, time for the next question.
Alright, at the very least, I think she's run out of personalities, and she's just switching between the ones now.
So, what was the theme for the second motive?
Okay. Weird envelopes from Monokuma. The theme was... the past.
I got it.
Embarrassing secrets and what have you.
Our past, right?
Yay! Makoto got it right again! That time, the theme was... embarrassing memories and secrets! Yeah! And the whole reason Mondo did what he did was to protect his secret.
So, how long do you plan on dragging this out?
Apparently pretty long.
Relax, relax. Okay, on to the next question. So, what was the motive for the third murder?
The theme for the third murder was, the reason Celeste turned to murder was, she wanted to buy a castle and be a weird person, so I guess that one was just flat out greed. Pretty bog standard once you get to it.
Greed.
Seek and destroy!
Jesus!
Yeah, you got it again!
Okay, could we get a little bit of warning before you do that? I keep flinching every time.
Goddamn straight it was money! Celeste killed Hifumi and Taka for a little personal gain. Her greed led to all kinds of death and destruction.
What's the point of all this? Why are you making us go through this case by case?
I honestly don't know.
Don't worry, sweet cheeks. Just one more to go. Now, can you tell me the motive behind crazy-ass Sakura's crazy-ass death?
You are not allowed to accuse anybody of being crazy. The motive in that case was what made her decide to kill herself. It had to do with Monokuma exposing the secret. The theme of the motive in the fourth case was, well, it wasn't secrets. She was being blackmailed, but everyone betrayal because of the spy thing. I'm gonna go with betrayal.
I got it!
Okay, good. Woo!
In her case, it was betrayal.
Precisely. You see, once I revealed Sakura's betrayal, that led to everything that came afterwards.
It led to this moment.
Anyway, it looks like you answered all of my questions correctly. How painfully delightful.
But what's the point? What meaning is there in asking those questions now?
I would also kind of like to know, actually.
Relationships? Secrets? Money? Betrayal? These are all pretty standard motives, right? The most normal of normal. Totally middle of the road.
Yeah?
But of course, those aren't the only motives that exist in this world. In fact, there are as many reasons to kill as there are people on Earth.
I honestly don't think that's the case, but okay, continue your crazy rant.
They compel humans to kill each other, bringing despair to the world. This is what we refer to as the seed of despair.
What the hell are you talking about?
Seed of despair?
Just as water, air, and food promote growth in living things, the seed of despair also needs nourishment. And that nourishment is hope. Despair can grow only in the presence of hope. Two sides of the same coin, divided by a razor-thin line. Such is hope and despair.
How much longer is this stupid speech of yours?
Yeah, either stop talking or start making sense. I'm cool with either.
Weren't we discussing our missing memories? Why are you trying to change the subject?
If you would listen, you would see I'm not changing the subject. We are discussing your memories. What I'm trying to say is, the seed of despair is closely tied to your own memories.
How so?
You see, by taking away your memories, I gave you hope.
Huh?
Of course, that hope merely existed to be consumed by despair.
How could taking away someone's memories give them hope?
Like, seriously, my brain is flatlining here.
And plus, you haven't given us any hope anyway.
Is that so? All you've been able to think about during your time here is how to escape, right? The mere fact that that's what you want proves I gave you hope.
What are you talking about?
Oh my god, it did... I think the world might actually have been a little bit apocalyptic out there, isn't it?
If none of you wanted to escape this school, the killings never would have taken place. That is why we took your memories, so that you would have the desire to leave.
The only reason we want to leave is because you took our memories. Is that what you're saying?
So, we once knew what happened outside of this building, and that's what ultimately led to everyone agreeing, yeah, we should probably stay in here.
Correctamundo!
Which means if we did have our memories, then we wouldn't want to leave. Do I understand that right?
What? Why the hell would having our memories make us not want to leave?
A most troubling thought, isn't it?
I suppose?
But it's not enough. I want more distress, more despair. I put so much effort into creating hope in order to feed your despair and make it grow.
I have absolutely no idea what you're actually trying to accomplish. Is your entire evil scheme here really just I want to make people I want people to feel down in the dumps?
So, just like Crazy Eddie slashing his prices and passing the savings on to you, let me give you a hint.
Like making people sad is just your kink? Is that basically all that there is to this plan? Because holy hell, you are a crazy person.
us.
Okie dokie. Like they say, seeing is believing. I'd like for you to see the outside world.
It's not gonna look too good, is it?
You mean the world beyond the school walls?
So something really did happen out there.
Now are you interested in what I have to say? You wanna see what's out there?
I'm hesitant to believe whatever it is you're about to show, but okay.
Ooh, I wanna see too. See your faces sink into despair.
I am really, really tired of that word.
Now then, open sesame! Behold, the world beyond the school walls! This is the outside world you've all been so anxious to claw your way back into.
Oh, now what the hell is this? What? Yeah, no. I'll buy an apocalypse, but not one with such an adamant theme.
Dangerous. The world has grown so very dangerous. That's what this means.
What?
What are you talking about? None of this makes any sense!
There's like an army of Monokuma people running around just breaking stuff?
What am I looking at?
This is a scene from a movie or something, right?
What you just saw, all of you should recognize it.
My brain is churning and it hurts.
That world is locked away within the memories that were taken from you. If you can't remember, please just try. Do your best to try and recall.
Better kick your brain in the ass, because it's up to that gray lump whether you live or die. I don't remember ain't a fucking excuse no more, because now it's time.
You're asking us to remember something that you literally physically ripped out of our brains. That does not seem like a fair challenge.
For the final class trial!
Okay. Oh! Oh, Jack! Right, Jill, gotcha.
Come on, bitches. Remember or die.
I just have to make sure I know what to shoot.
What happened outside?
Want us to remember or whatever, but when it comes to that crazy, confusing video you showed us, I don't understand a damn thing!
What's the meaning of the footage we saw? Is this another one of your practical jokes?
I mean, you're telling us to remember, but what am I supposed to be remembering?
Toko.
Nobody remember anything.
Oh, someone remembers.
No, that's wrong.
Someone significantly more useful than you've ever been, Toko.
Actually, she might remember.
I knew this was gonna come up at some point.
Who might remember?
The other Toko. Genocide Jack. The two of them share certain kinds of knowledge, but their memories aren't linked, right?
So it's about time for that plot point to finally actually mean something.
See, if their memories are separate, then even if one personality's forgotten, there's a chance the other may still have those memories.
What do you say, Toko?
Are you telling me to swap places with her?
This isn't the first or fifth time we've asked you to do this.
No, absolutely not. That'd be like forfeiting my entire identity.
3, 2, 1.
Toko, you're the only one we can rely on.
Yeah, there you go.
Da 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 da! It's me, your friendly neighborhood serial killer.
Boy, she just gave in like it was nothing.
Oh, like that's even surprising anymore.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I want to have it answered immediately. Do you know anything about this video?
Huh? What video?
The video that's playing right now.
Who the hell are you?
Oh, I'm the mastermind.
Oh, nice to meet
too.
This is weird.
That's enough! Just look at the stupid screen.
Aye, aye, Roger, you got it, Captain.
Really starting to resent that bear's face.
Well, does it look familiar?
I don't have all the details, but
Of course it does!
Then you remember all the stuff it's showing?
Of course I do!
So you didn't lose your memory after all.
then why didn't you say something earlier?
I only answer questions when someone bothers to ask me. I'm the quiet type, you know?
Lies!
Oh my god, she's the worst liar in the world.
More importantly, if you really do remember, what is it?
Huh? What's the matter, Master? Do you really not remember the tragedy?
A tragedy?
Oh no! You seriously forgot?
Skip!
Answer the question. What happened out there?
Well, I can't really say if it happened or if it's still happening, but it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
Yep, that's kind of what I figured. What?
Why is that phrase coming up now?
Because it's all because of that event.
What is?
Are you serious? I'm talking about the way the world is now.
Is... now?
The world's been destroyed, get it?
I mean, I figured as much pretty quickly, honestly.
Explain yourself. Tell us everything you know.
Copy that, darling. Okay, so this big, awful, tragic event, they started just calling it the tragedy, happened about a year ago. It was so big and so bad that even this murderous fiend went pale at the sight of it. I guess you could say what happened was man-made. But it was more on the level of a worldwide natural disaster.
Basically, what I'm being told and shown here is that somebody released an army of giant of Monokumas. Just a bunch of Monokumas all over the damn place. Because that's just weird as all hell.
Either way, there's no doubt that it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. And as a result, in basically no time flat, the world turned out the way it did, and that's that.
Well, there you go, I guess.
That's all there is to it? Come on! There wasn't a single concrete description in there!
Well, it just so happens I don't know any of the specifics. Miss Morose saw it all play out in real time, so why don't you ask her?
We already did, and she didn't know anything. That's why we're asking you.
I couldn't live up to Master's expectations! To die! To die!
Okay, that's enough of your little lover's quarrel.
I would really prefer if that was never a thing.
Whatever happened, it doesn't matter at this exact point in time, right? The end justifies the means. Everything serves the outcome. In other words, the world has ended. That's the important thing.
I have a hard time believing that.
How can the world just end? It's the world!
Are you trying to say, like, we're the only human beings left alive in the world? Because that is literally impossible to believe.
Calm down. It's okay. There's no need to panic.
Yeah, no need to panic. Apparently, just world-class genocide.
Every living person will be dead in 100 years anyway. So the world ending isn't that big a deal.
Oh my god.
Come on. Now you're just being ridiculous.
Well, as long as we're being ridiculous, I have another ridiculous story to tell you. It's the story of the Togami Corporation, which has given Byakuya's life all its meaning.
What? What did you say?
About to drop a bomb on y'all.
I'm glad to see you took the bait. You bit into it like a middle-aged secretary at an all-you-can-eat cake buffet.
That's oddly specific.
Hey! So, what do you think happened to the Togami family?
Gee, I wonder.
Correct. Well done, peasant.
But I didn't say anything yet.
I just got so fucking bored waiting, I couldn't help it. Even if you're wrong, eventually you'll figure it out, right? Till then, you're just going in circles.
Then you might as well tell us everything right from your face, because then we'll just know everything and we won't have to jump through so many damn hoops.
So, no matter what you pick, you get the right answer. Pretty innovative, don't you think?
I'm okay with that.
But do you think it might be a disease? Getting bored so easy, I mean. Do you think I might be sick?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're sick in the head.
Anyway, like I was saying, Byakuya's entire lineage has been totally annihilated.
Bummer.
What? What the hell are you talking about?
I can confirm that his entire family has died. Even the distant relatives. The Togami name has perished.
Wow. That's one hell of a blow.
Stop with these idiotic jokes.
Wow. I honestly never thought I'd see the day you'd get this rattled.
Stop! And said with such authority. A peasant would dare challenge us? The avatar of divine punishment? You must learn your place, peasant. You are no longer the ultimate affluent progeny.
What do you know?
They couldn't possibly be gone. The Togami family is destined to guide the world.
Well, I mean, apparently there is no world anymore, so...
Hell, there is no world.
There you go.
Remember? It got fucked a full year ago.
Hold on. That doesn't make any sense.
Huh? I don't make sense.
Well, no, you very much don't, but we're not talking about that.
There's no way that happened a year ago.
Dude! We've established! Memory wipe!
I
Oh
mean,
my lord.
We only came to this school a few weeks ago.
No. It's pretty obvious you haven't at this point.
If some kind of world-ending event happened a year ago, then how do you explain the totally normal world we were living in up till then?
Amnesia!
Have you considered the possibility that you're mistaken about that?
Mistaken?
Well, if I'm understanding you right, it sounds like you think the tragedy happened a year before you arrived here.
Well, yeah. I mean, like he said, we just got here a few weeks ago.
Do they still all seem to think that those pictures are fake? Or that they took... Like, I'm not stupid, right? I'm not crazy. We literally just established that we all lost our memories about this, which is why we had to talk to Jack, Jill.
A few weeks ago? Ooh, I get it. You're saying that what happened 2 years ago actually happened more recently, right?
Huh? 2 years ago?
Okay, admittedly, that's more time taken than I thought, but okay.
Well, I mean, you guys all started attending Hope's Peak Academy 2 years ago.
Is this really a surprise to people? Okay, sure, the amount of time is a little... I'm surprised by that. That's a lot of time that you took, but... Amnesia! How many times do I need to say that before you finally remember and realize that?
What the hell is this chick trying to say?
I understand why you'd have trouble accepting it, but in the end, you can't deny the truth. And the truth is, everything is cause and effect. Deny that, and you may as well give yourself up to God. So, you must surely understand all the hints I've given you so far, right? What are the memories I took from you?
Apparently the past 2 years, I guess.
Now, answer us. Answer with all your heart and soul.
How are we supposed to answer?
Easily, oh my god, just throw a menu at me and I'll do it.
I just don't know what's going on anymore.
Still, we have to answer somehow. If we don't, everything ends right here. The memories that were stolen from us. What Junko says is true, if we first came here 2 years ago, but the rest of us only remember getting here within the last few weeks or so, the memories she took from us were... Yeah, remember the past. They took that, but in addition to that,
I got it!
all of this.
If we accept that what you say is true,
And we have no reason to at this point, not to at this point.
then we've all lost our memories of the last 2 years after coming to this school.
Nope. No. I mean, no matter what anyone says,
Another correct answer. Well done, peasant.
Seriously? This routine again?
She's pretty committed to it.
We've lost 2 years worth of memories?
Apparently.
That's right. You've already spent 2 full years here at Hope's Peak Academy. And that entire period of time is precisely what you've forgotten.
I don't remember the last 2 years of my life.
That is pretty messed up.
That's not possible!
I want to think that too. I don't want to believe it. But that's nothing but our desire. I don't want to believe. I want it to be impossible. But if that's the truth, then we have to accept it. Oh, lordy. Making an argument. What do we got here? Locker notebook, locker pocketbook. The nope. Yep, the notebook. Because I need to convince Yashihiro, I guess.
I could never lose something like that.
We've been living here for 2 years? Hell no! That's impossible!
Apparently not.
I haven't gone to any awesome school events or anything! Heck, I've never even gone to a single class!
Then explain all the notes you've got, buddy. I found a big old book full of notes, and it's got your name on it.
Hero, there's something I'd like you to take a look at. This notebook right here.
Huh? Hey, why is my name written on it?
Because apparently it's yours.
I found it in the locker room on the 2nd floor. If you don't mind, could you take a look inside?
Sure, whatever you want. But I've never seen this notebook before in my life.
Yeah, well, you're about to think otherwise, buddy.
Wuzza, is something wrong?
It's kinda similar. No, even more than that. This is absolutely my handwriting, without a doubt!
It's very distinctive.
But how is this? I don't remember ever writing in this thing! No way!
It looks like you actually did attend class here at Hope's Peak.
And you actually put effort into it, which I think is even more surprising.
But somehow, you forgot all about it.
Lies! It's all one big lie!
I don't want to believe it either. But there's also no explanation for this pocketbook.
And whose pocketbook is that?
It's mine. And the handwriting inside is also mine. There's no doubt about it. But just like Hiro, I have no memory of ever writing in it.
And the reason for that is the 2 years of missing memories?
Apparently.
After seeing all the evidence, do you have any choice but to acknowledge the truth?
Isn't it just so desperately dark? The mystery's solved, but it's like a goddamn funeral in here! Shit, man! I've never been to a funeral! Hell yes!
I find that immensely hard to believe.
2 years of school life. How many moments of blossoming youth have you missed out on? How many fun classes? How many school events? This was your chance to build lasting friendships, right?
I mean, to be fair, you very rarely keep any friends you get in high school, but, I mean, yeah, that is really messed up.
And on top of that, something tragically sad happened 1 year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Right before everyone's eyes, the world came crashing down. You absorbed all that despair, but then you forgot it all. And once you'd forgotten, you made the choice to subject yourselves to this killing game. Oh, and there's one other thing. To be even more precise, the memories you all lost were...
What?
Actually, never mind. I'm bored. Explaining stuff is boring.
Oh my god.
What?
We are bored of this world.
Who cares what you think?
Everyone always talks big, declaring all the great things they'll do. But then they always fizzle out. This world is just so desperately fucking boring!
It's really it. You get off on people being sad, and you're bored.
What are you talking about?
This is some of the dumbest reasons to do anything I've ever seen.
In a way...
Other than that other guy who did it for the same reasons, basically. Holy hell. No wonder people kept comparing this game to that one.
To give yourself over so completely to such stimulating despair?
Yeah, so figure out the rest for yourselves! I'm sick of expositioning all this shit!
Figure out what?
Figure out where your memories come apart. That's at the heart of all of this.
I don't even understand what that means. Where our memories come apart? Is she talking about the moment where we must have lost our memories? I can only think of one time, just after I set foot in the main hall for the first time, and that was... when you fainted?
I got it! The moment I lost my memories. I can't think of any time other than that day.
When the world got swiggity swirly.
When I first came to the gates of this school, and step foot in the main hall. When I passed out, I was overcome with a strange sensation.
Wow, you still have enough spirit to keep on talking, huh?
Well, I'm more confused and kind of angry than I am actually disheartened.
So I don't know much about the details, but it seems like everyone remembers passing out, right? And your sense of time got all messed up because of the memory loss after that? I guess it must have been something like that.
After I passed out, I woke up in a classroom with my head on the desk.
I remember these events.
I assumed not much time had passed since I'd collapsed in the main hall.
But instead, 2 whole years had gone by.
The reason it felt so short was because our memories of the time in between had been completely removed.
Is this not what we thought was happening? I thought this was obvious.
You got it, honey. 2 years of memories? Poof, gone. Which means, of course...
When everyone met for the first time, it wasn't actually for the first time.
Yeah, which explains all of the photos. I thought this was all fairly straightforward.
Unaware of this fact, you took the time to introduce yourselves to each other, but
by that point, we'd already spent 2 years together at the school.
And according to all these photos, we became pretty good friends. Which makes the fact that they're all dead now even more freakishly depressing.
Yep, that's what they reveal. You were all such close friends. You spent 2 years together, and then you started killing each other. And it was all so you could escape into a world that's already been annihilated. What a terribly tragic tale. Even if you left now, there's nothing you could do to fix it.
And you're telling us all of this so you can get that despair stuff you like so much. Okay.
You're the one who set things up to be like this.
I love you all so much.
The fuck?
What?
Once your school life here began, I thought about you constantly.
Huh?
It's only natural that I would fall in love.
What?
So, since I love you guys so much, I'll tell you all about it.
I don't even...
All about the idea we came up with as the ultimate despair. Our plan to bring despair to all mankind. Let's go back in time 2 years, okay?
Okay.
Back to when everyone first came to this school. School life during that first year overflowed with hope and happiness. Oh boy, it was just the worst.
Because of your aforementioned unbelievably sick brain, gotcha.
Everyone was enjoying themselves so much. You were all having the time of your lives.
But that couldn't last forever, of course. The peacefulness only made it through that first year. Because after that, an event unfolded that hammered a soul-crushing despair into all of humanity. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. All too soon, the world's days of peace came to a bloody end. And as you can imagine, the school was no exception.
That explains all of the smashed up parts and blood.
The tragedy even made its way here, leading to the extermination of most of the students.
That would also explain why it's only been us.
What are you?
One sick, twisted freak, basically.
What do you mean?
The most tragic event in human history, and the ultimate despair that caused it. I can't believe it's all because of just you and Mukuro. Was it some kind of organization? An angry mob? An incredibly motivated family?
I mean, there has to be more to it than just 2 teenage girls.
You have a point. If I had to describe it, I'd say
Angry personality?
it was none of
Oh.
those.
Oh.
How can I put it? It was more of an ideological thing.
I was expecting a personality change.
Despair is contagious, you know. It's almost like a natural phenomenon. Everyone is capable of it. And now the entire world has fallen into despair.
I find that hard to believe. In every single post-apocalyptic scenario I've ever seen in my many years of delving into fiction, there's always people trying to fight the good fight for the sake of making things better than they once were. If you're actually trying to imply to me that there really legitimately is no hope, then no, that literally makes no sense.
In other words, if you see despair as the enemy, then your enemy is the world itself.
No, it's definitely just you.
I just don't understand why.
We didn't ask you to try to understand. This was a tangent anyway, unrelated to the matter at hand.
Okay, so let's get back to the story. Hope's Peak had taken so much damage. You guys were the only survivors. The members of the 78th class of Hope's Peak Academy were the only ones left.
And then, something super neat happened!
I doubt that's the word I would use.
Now pay attention, because this is important, and I'm only gonna say it once. So guess what? To protect everyone who had survived, Hope's Peak was transformed into a shelter!
That explains why it's so impossible to actually get out.
That's right! It was transformed into a shelter!
And then she said it twice. Haha, very funny. Clap, clap. I see what you did there.
I said it twice!
Now, someone was responsible for that transformation, for creating what would eventually become your prison.
The Headmaster.
Do any of you know who that might have been?
The Prime Minister?
Could only
That had been weird.
the Headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. He wanted to turn the school into a shelter to try and protect us. To protect us from the despair and tragedy taking place outside.
Makes
That's why
sense.
He asked us to make that promise. To say that we were willing to live in this school forever.
We believe he had something like that in mind, yes. If you, the collective hope of a new generation, could survive, maybe the world could have a fresh start.
Well, not all of us are dead.
Yeah, the Headmaster put that much faith in you.
And because we had that same hope, that's why we all agreed to live here forever.
But creating the shelter was also his single biggest mistake. It's laughable, really. He was the headmaster, but he had no idea. He had no idea that we, the ultimate despair, had already made our way into the school.
He had an inkling. I mean, it says so in the notes. He suspected some stuff.
What was supposed to be a shelter to keep you safe became a cage that made it impossible for you to escape despair. I have to say, it really helped me out a lot. It saved me a ton of time.
By the way, it was you yourselves who blocked off the windows, the doors, all the exits.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Under the Headmaster's direction, you all went about your work like obedient little sheep.
Oh my god.
You mean we trapped ourselves in here?
And then you forgot all about it and started bitching about how you were trapped in here.
Once you'd finished building your little shelter, it was time for me and Mukuro to get to work. And thus began the killing game.
Me and Mukuro had come here, spending the last 2 years waiting for that moment.
That moment where you all began killing each other served as the climax of our global despair plan.
I still don't see what the ultimate purpose of any of this is. I still say your plan is just crazy for the sake of crazy.
And the only reason you survived the tragedy was so that you could be a part of it.
Only let us live? So we could go around killing each other? Is that what you're saying?
I did think it was a little too convenient that only our class survived. That would explain it.
Why? Why would you do that?
Because crazy pants.
Because this was so much more than a simple high school death match. Rather, it was a method to hunt down and destroy every last remaining speck of hope in the world.
What are you saying?
exactly what she said.
Well, it would seem that there's a little bit left out there. A few souls unwilling to give up hope.
Like I said, there are still people who think that things can be fixed given enough time and effort. So you broadcast this whole thing to show that, yeah, no, there absolutely is no hope whatsoever. Gotcha, okay. That's dumb. I don't mean from like the game is dumb. I mean this character's plan is dumb.
So I thought
And it
I
wouldn't
should
work.
show him, which is why
Well, why don't you tell me?
I feel like this is an inappropriate moment for this sort of thing. Hijack? That's literally the only word I could think that would fit in there.
You're talking about you hijacking the airwaves, aren't you?
I suppose we're not going to get an explanation for how you pulled that off either, are you?
Uh-huh. That's exactly what I'm talking about. To show the world the murders taking place at this school, which was meant to be a symbol of hope.
That was the whole point of the ultimate despair. When I said climax, that was what I was talking about. The world watched as you fell into despair and began to kill each other one after another. Despair is as contagious as any disease. Any hope left turns to despair.
Isn't the power of television just amazing?
How, though?
By the way, since we started broadcasting, a whole bunch of people have tried to come and rescue you.
Of course they have.
Are you serious?
But utilizing the heavy weaponry I installed around the school grounds, I had no problem expelling them.
Jesus Christ, oh my god.
Expelled them?
So basically, anybody who tried to save any of us just got straight murdered.
I have to thank you all.
And yet you still proclaim to not be a serial killer, okay?
They were a relentless bunch, refusing to give up on hope and trying to force their beliefs on the world.
That's what you're doing!
But in the end, I was able to give them the final despair. Death.
My god.
So you just used us? To bring despair to everyone in the outside world?
Well, sure, but I also gave you a second chance at life, right? So it's like, give and take.
That's not what that means.
Give and take? You're so full of shit!
Damn! Makoto dropping a bomb.
And there's a reason I chose you guys to survive when all the other students were dropping like flies. I mean, we built up 2 years of memories together. You were all my treasured classmates.
Sorry, that's a lie. I just figured you'd despair even more when you found out a friend had betrayed you.
And that's the truth, which is what you wanted, right? So, does it make you feel utterly lost and hopeless?
No, it makes me feel confused and angry.
You solved the mystery, but despair at the truth, right?
Don't tell me. Did you seriously count on the possibility that we would solve your mystery?
That appears to be the case, seeing as how we really didn't solve it much, so much as we just, like, spent about an hour listening to her talk.
And if we did, then what? Our final desire for creating this world of despair was so we could experience one last class trial. If you were bold enough to solve the mystery, only to discover that the truth was utterly hopeless, how would you react? What would you do?
You figured one way or the other you'd win no matter what. Either everyone got killed by failing and that accomplishes your plan, or we find out the truth and we all just kind of give up. Therefore, you still win.
See? Discovering the truth doesn't necessarily lead to a sense of hope.
Oh my goodness.
Truth can be full of despair, too. Like right fucking now.
Not to mention, all those motives I talked about were totally meaningless.
Oh yeah, that's true. Money serves no purpose. Revealing secrets wouldn't matter. Getting out to try and help anybody you cared about also doesn't matter, because they're probably all dead anyway.
I mean, with the world having ended and all.
So yeah, even at the end of the day, It didn't matter if Mondo's secret got out or Celeste got all that money because they wouldn't have been able to actually do anything anyway.
Meaningless? Then we've been murdering each other for nothing?
And think about it. You chose to lock yourselves up here, then started murdering each other to get out.
We weren't just random strangers either. We were classmates. We'd spent 2 years together.
And that's what everybody on the outside world would have, oh boy, yeah. Wow.
No, even I can't laugh at that.
We get it. We get it, okay? You're totally awesome, right? We get it already. So help us! I'll do anything! Just help me!
What could anybody even do?
A peasant begging for his life? Oh, how delightful! We've never witnessed such a travesty firsthand.
But I'm sorry to say, begging doesn't work on me.
Well, I mean, that much was obvious.
All I want is despair, and there's no reason for it. And since there's no reason, there's no argument against it. There's just no understanding it. No argument, no understanding. What better definition of ultimate despair could there be?
Wait, hold on. You've just been going on about whatever you feel like, but there's no real reason for us to believe anything you have to say.
That is true. Whoa.
Huh?
You say the world's fallen apart, but I haven't seen it for myself.
That's true. Literally everything you said could be a colossal lie.
So I don't acknowledge it. I don't accept it as the truth.
Until you see it with your own eyes. Truth and falsehood overlap one another. In other words, you're not unlike Schrodinger's cat right now. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you can go ahead and use as many complex, theorems as you want to apply to the situation. You're still just a crazy nut job.
If so, what then?
Are you saying you won't accept the truth until you can go outside and see for yourself?
You know what? That's exactly what I'm gonna say.
Well, you better not. You go out into that world and you're all goners for sure.
What makes you say that? Apparently a lot of people have been surviving out there. You said it yourself that there were a bunch of people who tried to come and rescue us. And even if there weren't, there were a bunch of people with Monokuma heads just sort of running around beating stuff with sticks. So even from the perspective of the things you're telling us, it's still totally feasible to live out there.
Trust me, I'm not lying about any of this.
Except I think you might actually.
Well, even if it's all true, I refuse to give in. I refuse to lose to you. For the sake of everyone you've killed.
Huh? Everyone I've killed?
But I didn't do anything.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You're the ones who killed them.
I didn't kill anyone. I simply gave you a little nudge in the right direction.
You killed Mukuro. At minimum, you can't say you didn't do that, so now I know you're just lying.
And that's all it took for you to start killing each other. You're nothing but bloodthirsty animals.
That's why anyone was murdered here, peasant.
Say what you want about hope, but we're all creatures of instinct, right? Despair comes naturally.
Yeah, and so does hope. What's your point?
Oh yes! That's funny as shit!
No! This isn't just some game to us. It's murder! Plain and simple! You stole our memories, invented reasons for us to do it. You pushed us all into a corner! It's all your fault!
You certainly have a talent for passing the buck, don't you? That must be your hope, huh?
Gonna say it is. He might have made everyone else freak out, but Makoto keeps going. Dude's a trooper.
But we don't have much time left to keep up this banter. We have to draw things to a close soon.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about the vote, of course. You didn't forget about that little rule, did you? Oh, and also, since this will be the last vote, I decided to change the rules.
Of course.
What?
You guys so full of hope, and me so full of despair. I've decided to have you vote which one will be punished. If even one of you votes to punish hope, well then, I'll consider that a win for me, and punish everyone on the side of hope.
Even if it's just one person?
Oh, but don't worry. I won't be voting, of course.
How kind of you.
Even if you don't, you've still got the upper hand in all this!
It's okay. Nobody would actually vote to kill themselves, right?
Oh, let me just mention one more thing. When I win, to punish you guys, you'll have to stay here till you grow old and die. No fighting, no killing. That's your punishment.
Okay?
You mean, we just...
We'd have to just live here?
She's saying she'll let us live.
If you're not happy with that, then go ahead and punish me. And make your way to the outside world.
Enter a world fallen from grace, where only despair exists, where you'd likely be dead within a day.
Doubtful.
What are you saying? So no matter what, we're doomed.
Wait a sec! I just got hit with an inspiration bomb!
That can't end well.
Dying of old age is boring as shit, right? The audience at home isn't gonna dig that at all! So, here's what'll happen. One of you will get to experience an instant, super impressive punishment!
What? You can't just...
Do you mean to say you'll execute one of us?
Wow. Byakuya's really completely zonked out on all this.
And I get to decide who's gonna have to suck it down!
It's gonna be Makoto, isn't it?
Makoto, you're up!
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Me? Yeah, you've been acting up, causing all kinds of trouble. I hate you!
You have no right.
So let me make this clear. Everyone has two choices in front of them. If a single person votes for Hope to be punished, then only Makoto will receive a harsh punishment, and the rest of you will live here in peace.
I'm not sure I like these odds.
If, on the other hand, you desire to see us punished, then you must all leave this place.
I will force you out, ensuring you all die horrible deaths in the outside world.
What I'm saying is, if you sacrifice Makoto, the rest of you will get to live out your lives.
I'm not sure how many people would be down for that, but the thing is, only one of them needs to.
What? Has your resolve softened? Have you lost confidence? Are you afraid of being punished? Don't you have faith in your friends?
Some of them. Kyoko and Hina probably wouldn't do this. But like you said, you only need one vote. And I got at least 3 other people who don't care that much.
No, that's not it.
It's okay. You're right to be afraid. It would seem all of those around you have realized the futility of going against me.
Guys?
Well, that's not good.
It's so beautiful. Your lovely faces, eroded by despair, have come together as one.
Besides, Yoko, you could never betray your father, could you?
Oh boy.
What?
I mean, the headmaster's only wish was that all of you would survive, right? That's why he tried to trap you all here after all. The least you can do is try to honor your dead father's wishes.
That's bad.
Kyoko!
One person's despair is enough to seal your fate. Isn't that just the most hopeless outcome ever?
So, who do you think's gonna give in? Whose despair is gonna sign your death warrant?
Probably friggin' Hero.
No one. Nobody's gonna give in to despair! We're not gonna lose to you!
So boring. Stubborn till the very end, huh? Well, that's fine. Then let's just hurry up and get it over with. It's time for the final vote. Everything will come to an end. Your stupid hope.
And your stupid life.
The final vote. This is it, the ultimate confrontation. I have to show everyone. I have to make them remember. I have to convince them not to give up. To live in despair? That's not really living at all. How do I make them hope? By making my argument? That's just the stuff from before. I'm gonna have to grab something.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope,
Oh, that's what!
never give up.
That'll work!
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
I hope this works!
Don't lose hope now.
All my fortune-telling senses are telling me not to leave this place.
Is that enough for you?
But to live is moving forward, right? So even if it's hard, even if we're scared, we don't have any choice, do we? I want to keep on living. I want to open the next door. There must be something new waiting for me.
Rock on, Yasu.
So that's why. No matter what, I need to get out of here. The whole fortune-telling thing doesn't matter anymore.
Whoa.
What matters is my own gut feelings.
Damn, that hope bullet is potent stuff.
We won't give up.
Need it again.
As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
I gotta do it to everybody, don't
If I
I?
were to die,
Alright,
that would be the
and that's what
end
I'll
of
do.
Hope's
Bring it
Peak
on.
Academy.
I've decided to have faith in myself.
By the way,
I have to convince
the
everybody.
outside is
I can do that.
totally polluted, you know. The only reason we're okay in here is thanks to the air purifiers.
Then explain
in the
everybody
physics
else who's
lab.
alive out there right now. Come on, Hina.
Don't lose hope now.
You're tougher than this.
I've been thinking about all this. And I was thinking, at a time like this, what would Sakura do? You only get stronger by taking adversity by the horns. Confront that thorny path with enthusiasm. That sounds like something she'd say, right?
I'd say it does.
No. I think that's definitely what she'd say. Which is why Yeah! I've made up my mind!
Hell yeah!
We won't give up.
Oh, it's falling apart for the bad guys all at the start, man. This is great.
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
I'm keeping this slow and steady.
I've decided to have faith in myself.
I'm not missing a thing.
By the way,
No
the
mistakes.
air
Can't
outside
afford
is
them at this
totally
point.
polluted, you know. The only reason we're
Who's
okay in
next?
here is thanks to the air purifiers in the physics lab.
I'm gonna jam hope down your
Say
throat.
whatever you want. I've made my decision.
If I die, the purifiers will screech to a halt. In other words, as soon as I die, the communal life you've all been living will come to an end.
I don't really care about your thoughts or feelings, but I'm gonna really need you to not vote against me today.
I don't care either way. I'm fine with whichever one is more interesting. Actually, I may not look like it, but I always hated school. Hell, no matter how I look, still hate it. Oh, but no matter what, Master has to come along with us.
So basically, if I can assure Byakuya is full of hope, then you'll just sort of follow him without hesitation. Fine by me.
We won't give up.
Whatever helps you get by in your day to day.
There's hope. We'll never give up.
If I were to die,
Alright, we got this. We got this.
By the way, the only reason is thanks to the say whatever you want. If I die, in other words, the communal life you've all... I can keep on living as long as I have my master's love.
Whatever, lady. Whatever works for you. We can solve that later.
have to go into
That's
the world
Byakuya's problem, not mine.
where only death and despair are waiting.
Come on, you glorious bastard.
Don't lose hope now.
You're not gonna stop now, are you?
What's the matter? You're not actually trying to encourage me, are you?
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous.
Defiant to the end. But I know what I'm doing is helping you.
It never even crossed my mind that I might give in to despair.
Uh-huh.
But don't misunderstand me. I couldn't care in the slightest what happens to you.
I'm so sure.
I just have to keep my word. I swore I would end the life of the mastermind. Besides, the Togami family isn't dead, because I'm still alive.
Now that's one way to think of it.
So until I can restore the Togami family and bring it greater glory than it's ever known,
We won't give up.
Oh dang, the theme song's starting
As
up!
long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
Kyoko, you're all that's
If I were
left.
to die,
We can do this.
that would be the end of hope's
One last time.
I've decided to have faith in myself.
I feel so cool right now.
The air outside is totally polluted, you know. The only reason we're okay in here is thanks to the air purifiers in the physics lab.
Say whatever you want. I've made my decision.
If I die, the purifiers will screech.
It's
to
so
a halt.
weird. That song used to be so disturbing and creepy and foreboding.
The communal life you've all been
But now it's a
living will
sign of
come
our
to an
victory.
end.
That is so freaking cool.
As long as I have my master's love!
All of you will have to leave. You'll have to go into the world outside, where only death and despair are waiting.
I already said I would claim the mastermind's life, by whatever means necessary.
So, what are you gonna do? Will you just die? Is that what you want?
Kyoko,
Don't lose hope now.
you're the smartest gal in the room. You know what to do.
I didn't really know my father, so I can't pretend to know what he was thinking. But even if we're just connected by blood, there's one thing I am sure of. He would never want us to abandon Makoto and choose to stay here. I can't explain why exactly. But if I'm sure of anything, I'm sure of that. Just because we don't actually know anything, does that mean we can't understand? Could it be that... No, never mind. So, Makoto, I don't think you wound up at this school because you had good luck or bad luck. I think you came here for a different reason entirely.
How you figure?
You came here to bring down the ultimate despair. You came here to confront despair without ever giving up. And if that's true, I think we could call you the ultimate hope. What do you think?
What the hell are you?
Ultimate hope, apparently. Oh, this is gonna be a fun bullet to shoot.
So uncool. Your stupid faces, the stupid things you've said, the stupid way you all treat each other.
And here I thought fear was something alien to you.
It's all so uncool, so unhip.
I think you know exactly how it feels.
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up!
She knows she's lost.
Lame, 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 lame!
I'm not any kind of elite anything. Hope isn't a talent you develop, but still. But I still. One more bullet time? Let's do this. I'm ready.
You suck! What do you want? So uncool! You dare to stand against us? Hope is a joke. Who are you?
Your idiocy ends here.
You're gross. Suffer from despair.
I just love despair!
You suck! What do you want? So uncool!
You're unbearable!
Hope is a joke. Who are you?
Would you like to die?
You're gross. Suffer from despair. Everything is pointless.
Despair into tomorrow. Despair into your
Shut the
memory.
hell up!
Hope keeps on going.
I'm tired of words.
I refuse to give up. I refuse to get bored. I refuse to throw it all away. I refuse to despair. Because all I have going for me is the desire to keep moving forward.
What's going on?
Your downfall.
What's happening?
The end. Not bad. Not bad at all.
It looks like we've reached the end. I think it may be time to vote.
We just gotta pull the lever, right?
Good. I'm ready to go.
Let's put an end to these trials. Put an end to the killing. With our own hands.
The hell?
Indeed.
You've lost, Junko.
I lost?
Yes, you did. No way.
Well, that's just...
You still don't accept it. Even the ultimate despair self is vulnerable to the onslaught of despair, it would seem.
What the heck?
There's no use to trying to fight it now.
Well, that's just... totally the best!
Oh god, even you have to make this into a weird thing.
So this is despair.
We came to the school 2 years ago, created our incredibly detailed plan. I even killed my own sister for it.
And now I...
To come this far and fail at the very end.
true despair.
Ugh. What are you talking
And
about?
now I
was bored of the world the moment I was born. That's why I've been looking forward to this so desperately, this once-in-a-lifetime experience. I don't feel comfortable reading the majority of this, because it clearly has a very gross subtext to it.
true despair.
Is she enjoying this?
Anyway.
A little too much. I think you care a lot.
Totally the best!
Yeah, no, not true.
Not possible.
You're wrong. Eh?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Let me tell you this right now. We no longer fear despair,
Okay.
because we've decided to enter the outside world with hope. Yeah, Makoto totally seduced us over to his side. Everyone.
Hey,
You said that despair is as contagious as any disease,
however,
but the same is true of hope. All you have to do is look at us to see how true that is. Kyoko.
No.
Everyone keep making those faces. Do not stop.
There's one last thing.
Oh, now what? If you guys want to get hung up on the word hope, that's no skin off my nose. But just be warned. From this point on, one despair after another will stand in your way. No matter where you run, no matter where you hide. Maybe you'll find some hope, but there's a very fine line dividing that hope from bitter despair. Knowing that, you still plan to cling to your hope.
It's fine.
Please keep interrupting the monologue. I'm almost done, though, so whatever.
it can't be.
You really intend to go through with this? Now's the agreement, right? Hold on, it's not like I want you to die, you don't have to.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
What?
How many times do I have to tell you?
The act of living brings me no hope at all. All I want now is to taste the despair of death that you only get once in a lifetime, so...
Don't get in my way!
You are one seriously messed up freak. And I am not gonna be sad when you're gone.
So this is how the despair of death feels. It's so wonderful. Even a tenth of this despair, even 100th. I want every last soul on this planet to taste such despair. I want the entire world to die with that despair in its mouth. Okay, let's do this. I've reserved an extra special punishment for last. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
If you had any semblance of sanity, it's long gone now. That was too good for her. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Revenge is pretty underrated. That felt pretty great, not even gonna lie. Mostly just so I don't have to hear that voice anymore. And that's how everything came to an end. The final class trial. Junko Enoshima, the ultimate despair. Life at Hope's Peak Academy. It was all over. There's still more to go. I can safely say that I do not want this. Well, let's see where it goes. But even after saying it was all over, it's not like the building exploded or collapsed in on itself or anything. That wasn't the kind of ending waiting for us. Nothing changed. Well, with one exception. The air purifiers turned off. Just like Junko said. They shut off immediately. That was the only difference.
Danganronpa.
We left the courtroom and made our way to the main hall. We stood in front of the door. Nobody made a sound. I felt almost absent-minded. This was our epilogue before the final ending. We were stuck there in limbo, unmoving, unsure. But in the end...
Hey.
We can't just stand around like this forever. At some point we need to leave. To nobody's surprise, it was Kyoko who broke the silence.
Makoto.
Would you do the honors? Okay. As if awakened by Kyoko's words, I took out the object we'd gotten. Up until the moment of her death, it had belonged to Junko. And in the end, she dropped it before us.
So,
Is that really it? Is that really the key to this door?
Indeed.
You don't have to read into what she said too much to find the answer.
If, on the other hand...
Yes,
I will force you.
we're right there. We remember.
In other words.
I will force you out, she said that, just before dropping that. It makes sense that it would be our way out of here.
But...
You never know. Maybe it's actually a switch that's gonna make the school self-destruct. I mean, Junko never said specifically that she'd let us leave here alive.
It's true.
You may be right about that. Maybe!
Yes.
But even so, it's impossible to think we wouldn't take our chances with it. Yeah, I guess that's true.
My beautiful scissors!
Yeah, you go ahead and do that. Oy vey. It's all over. We're just about to leave the school. I do not have the time to even bother explaining this noise. Shut up. Stop. No.
That's enough.
That would be a greater horror than anything I've encountered so far.
Anyway.
Don't worry. I have no doubt that we'll be able to leave here without a problem.
but...
It's what happens after we get out that I'm worried about. You know, in the end, I think part of me still thinks.
You're serious?
Maybe when we get out of there, we'll see that everything she said about the world was a lie. That on the other side of the door is a world as peaceful as we remember. I mean, I guess anything's possible. Well, no matter what it looks like, it's still our world. It's where we're meant to live. Yeah, I guess so. And how do I put this? Unlike this school, the world is really big, right? Since it's so big, I'm sure there must be some despair no matter what. There also has to be lots of hope, right?
In other words.
The act of searching for hope to try and find it. That by itself is the true meaning of hope. As long as you have that hope, you can keep moving forward no matter what trouble you may fall into.
Am I wrong?
Is that what you mean, Makoto? Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. I don't need any of you to spell that out for me. You know, Junko mentioned that there were still others out there who hadn't cast away hope just yet. Maybe I should find them and make them work for me. To rebuild the world, we must first rebuild the Togami dynasty. Yeah, good for you.
You got it!
Well, my first stop is going to be to the closest donut shop. I can figure out the rest from there.
Hey.
What are you going to do if there are no more donut shops? Or donuts?
Okay.
I'll just get some flour and make some myself. And if there's no flour, I'll just grow some wheat. Ah, I get it now. If there's no road, you just gotta build one. Creation. Fate is telling me to remake the world.
Could it be?
That's my hope.
How about that?
I've reached the next stage. The next chapter of the Yasuhiro Hagakure life story is about to begin.
Woo!
Thanks, Hina. You've totally opened my eyes. Hey, personal space, buddy. You're seriously creeping me out.
Makoto.
Come on, Makoto. Even if everyone in the outside world is gone, even if the world is steeped in despair, as long as I have people like you around, I can face forward and keep moving. Ooh. If we can get out of there and do something, have some sort of impact. But what can we do? There's so few of us and we're so small. So what can we do? No, we can probably do anything. Yeah, we can do anything.
Well, I guess this is goodbye. And goodbye to Sakura. But hey, if we gotta say goodbye, we may as well do it with a smile on our face.
Hey guys! You guys want your fortunes told anywhere, anytime. You just let me know. I'll be there.
You know how much I hate being annoyed, but if something does come up, you may as well let me know.
I like that.
I can't guarantee I'll actually bother listening, but, you know.
Look, the offer itself speaks volumes.
I don't know why, but I have a burning desire to start writing. I might be able to pull it off. A story about Master and me, and the others, I guess.
It's a start.
I can't say I'm sorry about what happened, but still, it does feel kind of strange.
I really don't know what to say. I guess we graduated?
It looks like hope really is spreading. As long as I never give up, I have to push even harder. I'm gonna keep moving forward with hope in my heart. Since I have hope, I can show courage. Since I have hope, I can move ahead. The world can move ahead. The door began to open. With my hands. With our hands. Hope and despair mingled together, opening the door to the future. Leaving it ambiguous, huh? You know, that's honestly probably the best way they could have done it. What happened to everybody? I don't know. Maybe the sequels talk about it. Maybe they don't. I kind of like not having the answer, though. So I hope it kind of stays that way. Either that, ladies, gentlemen, everyone in between, was Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. This game was easily one of the biggest emotional roller coasters I've experienced since I started Let's Playing. I understand why people wanted me to play it so much. At the end of the day, I can say that it definitely is 100% a very, very good game. As long as you've got the mental and emotional fortitude to stand up to it. Because, Jesus, some of the moments in this game, I swear. Well, I suppose that's really all I have to say on the matter. You saw everything unfold yourself. You know what I feel about certain things, and how it all stands, I guess. I hope you guys had a great time. Because I did. In places. I suppose in a way it's nice to know that I do still feel. Even in the context of fiction, I still have emotions. Anyway, that's all there is today. I'll see you guys all next time for a brand new Let's Play. Until then, later. For the record, this song is pretty freaking amazing.
Interesting. Things are getting very interesting indeed. Like I said at the beginning, I'm not a teddy bear. I am Monokuma. And I am this school's headmaster.
Ha! I see what they did there.